Boom. We are live. Yes, right, folks. We are live. I don't know why I'm yelling, but it's a Friday night. We're feeling good. We are back at it again. Congratulations, everyone out there. You put another week behind you. Friday is here. It's almost in the books. We got to cap it off with a little bit of wrestling tonight. And when I say a little bit, I probably should have said a lot of it, but we got lots to get into. SmackDown, hard to kill, lots of wrestling, two streams or two shows at the same time on one stream. And we are not going anywhere till the wrestling is done. We also have AEW Rampage tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, strap in, strap on, strap on, strap in. Do whatever feels good, whatever you need to do to put a smile on your face. Do it right now. We are about to go live and we're going to have fun tonight. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live. We are live. We are live. We are back, folks. Wrestling for Life Network is doing it again. We're covering another night of wrestling. What else would we do on a Friday night? We are here. We are locked in. We are ready to go. It's going to be a fun one. Like I said before we kicked off, SmackDown, Hard to Kill, and Rampage tonight. All the matches. We will take a prediction on every single match. We will get your rating out of 10 at the end of the show or down in the comments after the video goes off air. But with all that being said, tonight, folks, I am KJ White, Mr. Every Night, the Iron Man of YouTube, and I am joined by that pretty face, everyone's best friend, Big Nick's in the house.
Yes. Happy. I am Big Nick Voorhees, as you can see and everything.
Yeah,
so happy Friday the 13th to yours and yours. Absolutely, folks. We are here live, in celebrating the best slasher of horror movies of all time, Mr. Jason Voorhees. But I'm just having it told to me that we do this all the time for every show. What? We've got Hard to Kill, what? SmackDown, what? AEW Rampage, what?
We got them all. And folks, we're on a little bit early. We're going to talk about the events coming up tonight. Of course, we got a stacked card for Hard to Kill. I don't love these Friday Night Impact pay-per-views. I don't know why they can't choose a Saturday or a Sunday. But here we are. And you know what? Impact always puts on a good pay-per-view. So I'm looking forward to that. But of course, listen, let's be real, dude. SAMI KO has all the potential to be a banger and then some.
Well, you even see it right below us there. We're allegedly, supposedly kicking off Hard to Kill with what should be, we feel, kind of the main event of Full Metal Mayhem between Josh Alexander and Bully Ray for the Impact World title. And then on SmackDown, outside of the IC title belt match and everything, we've got, the fight that will never end, just like the song that will never end, the never-ending war between KO and Sammy.
Right? The lifelong battle that is Sammy and KO. It's going to be a good one. We'll see how it all ties back into this story and how we keep playing the distrust between Sammy and the Bloodline. I mean, dude.
Dissension.
Things are in trouble. And, we don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea what way this match is going to go. I find it very interesting now that we think about it. I mean, opening Hard to Kill with your main event, with your world title, as we talked about. And I mean, one of the factors I didn't even keep to, in my mind is, the fact they are going up, head to head with SmackDown. Maybe they don't, they'd rather not have their world title go up against a KO.
Come out of the gates firing?
Yeah, maybe.
See, I'm of a different mindset a little bit.
Yes.
Just more of looking at it independently. And I will say real quickly, shout out Lauren, Thomas, Damien, Jordan, Jake, Ronnie, everybody. What?
Victor, you forgot.
And everybody too nervous to, just say hi in the chat. But no, I think it tells me two things. I think it tells me that Josh Alexander retains and that Mickie James is going to main event versus Jordan Grace, career versus title. And this is going to be the last rodeo and Impact for Mickie.
Yeah. I mean, especially with high speculation about Royal Rumble and such, I mean, it seems very well timed. And yeah, I mean, I watched a video package about her the other day, and it really felt like they were saying goodbye. They were paying homage to this wonderful career that was.
What
So,
does she go back with Vinnie Mac in charge, though? That's the ever lingering question.
well, and I mean, we'll get into it further as we get along here, Nick, but I really do believe that that was a big part of the all hands on deck meeting today. Why Triple H was heading the meeting up is trying to give everybody that confidence that things are status quo. The old man is selling the company, and I think he really is preoccupied with it. Again, I don't know what that means after he sells the company, if he finds a way into his creative chair again or back into Gorilla. Listen, I miss Gorilla. Let me be there.
Just let me go out here, pal. I don't got to do anything. Just let me be here.
Let me sit in Gorilla.
Just let me wear the headset. Just don't plug my fucking mic in or anything. Just let
old,
me wear the headset.
Senile Vince wandering the arena with the headset, not plugging anything. Yelling at Michael Cole for no reason.
Absolutely. He's yelling at fucking Gorilla Monsoon. He's yelling at JR, everybody.
Cole, you idiot.
Right. Where's Hogan, goddammit?
Right. But yes, we'll get into that more as we go through SmackDown. Of course, the Bloodline, you already mentioned, we get an IC title match. Two big boys are going to throw down. So we'll see how that turns out. I mean, I feel like there's more to it, right? I'd be shocked.
Does Braun the Strowman become IC title or IC champ tonight?
I don't think so. I think if anything, this match finds a way to stretch it out and we get a rematch at Rumble, no matter what happens tonight.
Fair enough. Well, I feel like, I know we're going to get Ricochet involved probably at some point, some way, somehow.
Well, he has become friends with, babyface Braun.
Yeah. Braun's adopted him like a small pet.
I'm going to kiss him and love him.
And I will pet him and stroke him and name him George. Pause.
George O'Shea.
Because I feel like we've had the speculation about him being involved with Brock at Mania, which I still think we're going to get Brock versus Bobby, but so maybe this is a way to get the IC title off of Gunther and it frees him up to be in, say, a feud with Roman, a feud with Brock, a feud with whatever, LA Knight if he comes out of this, or Bray, however you want to spin it out of that. It frees him up to move up the card.
Well, I'll put it this way. I mean, it would be a surprise, and I'm all for those, like, holy shit, did that just happen moments, right? I'm all for it. It would be a shock. I don't know how much they need to free Gunther up yet, though. There's so much going on with the Bloodline. There's so much going on with Roman, and it seems like he's going to be pretty tied up right through Mania. So Gunther holding on to that belt and maintaining that, reputation he has right now, I think it'd be a big win for everybody we saw it. Like, Braun Strowman came back. There was a whole lot of interest in Braun Strowman's return. So for Gunther to get a big win over him, I think it's good for Gunther.
Well, and as Braun kind of tapered off since his big return and everything. And I will say, as I've got the Impact pre-show going on right now, as we're just a couple minutes outside of SmackDown and Hard to Kill kicking off. Right. But Trey Miguel just retained the X Division Championship over Black Taurus for those following along.
I always get disappointed when they have the X Division title on the pre-show. I think that
it's a very anti-Impact thing to do, because that's normally like the show stealer, the match of the night of always opens and always over delivers.
It's happened a few times in over the last little while. So
it's happened since the founding of the company. Everybody thinks of Eli Skipper.
But beyond that,
top of the cage, shit like that.
You think the runs that AJ had as X Division champion, and Joe, and Eric Young, the list of people, including right up into a Chris Sabin, there's an amazing lineage. Look what Josh Alexander did with the X Division title. Moose had it, but you always get a banger from that division. So it's a little disappointing when it's just a pre-show match. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, we are about to go live. I don't think I'm going to do another video. I feel like we just got here. Usually,
I was going to say, you said we're about to go live. Like, no, we are live. Like,
no, the shows are about to go live.
We're already live.
Listen, my vitamins are trying to keep up with the whole situation. We're working hard at it. So, folks,
struggling.
Like said, It's a feel-good Friday night. We got 2 shows on at the same time. We're going to cap it all off with a little bit of Rampage into Friday, so who the hell knows when we're going to go home. But make sure you like, subscribe, share. Let everybody know about this small little army we're building of the truest and purest and happiest wrestling fans alive. Fucking right.
And I need someone to clip that audio for me. Or if you just want to, just clip that audio and just listen to that as like motivation every morning when you wake up. That was fucking right.
Fucking right. Now I want a fucking right t-shirt.
Well, we can make that happen, sir.
We are going to make that happen.
We've talked about this. Big things popping, little things stopping. Some season never sleeps, folks.
I like it. But yeah, SmackDown is kicking off, I believe. Sorry, let me check the other screen, Nick. I'm sure we have.
Yes, I have right now the FBI warning on Impact Hard to Kill, and I've got Then Now Forever Falafel.
Which is also kind of a warning. It's a different kind of warning.
WWE. Yeah.
You know, every time you hear Then Now Forever, you instantly think of like some bad corporate news from the McMahons.
Exactly. I was just like, what are you trying to rope me into now? I didn't, I don't owe people hush money, Vince. You do. I didn't. And we're getting a.
Are you watching the new intro? This is completely new, right? Am I crazy?
Maybe. But
was it like that last week?
As you get that, we're getting a tribute, a hats off for, T's and P's, the passing of Don West as well. Kind of him and Mike Tenay, kind of the voice of Impact, TNA, what have you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Don West was a ball of energy, a ball of life. He kind of gives you that, that Chris Farley vibe, right? Like that just natural energy, always had a smile on his face.
Just always seemed energetic about anything and everything that was happening. Like that man never seemed to have an off switch.
Yeah, and if you want to have a bit of a chuckle, I mean, go back and see some of Don's infomercial stuff, like the shopping network stuff. But
Christ, just listen to him in the Impact Zone. Oh my God.
But we get the 10 chimes of the bell in honor of Don West. Obviously, he made a real big stamp on Impact Wrestling. And again, you said, like, we got some historic calls, and it's Don West losing his noodle. So he was good at what he did. He's just one of those guys with a natural charisma. And like you said earlier, that skipper clip where he comes running across the cage and Don's just losing it. That's him.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys didn't know out there, that's who Don West is. He's the guy losing his mind, during one of
anytime you heard Impact and it sounded like a little bit like WCW with Mike Tenay and just his very straight-laced call, and then just someone losing their effing mind like we do half the time here. That was Don West. As I've got the intro video for Hard to Kill, and right now I've got Braun the Strowman coming out. So it looks like we're kicking off with. So we're gonna get
2 title matches.
2 title matches head to head on our screens right now. If we're gonna get Bully Ray and Josh Alexander for the Impact World title, and Gunther versus Braun the Strowman for the IC title.
Right. I mean, dude, what more do you want? Happy Friday. Like, we are here. We have begun, and things are good. We're on and rolling. And
2023 in professional wrestling is insane, and we're not even 2 weeks out.
2023 for professional wrestling has been nuts. Now, I will argue that we could use a little bit of an uptick in the ring, or on the overall shows. We've had a couple. I don't think Raw has started 2023 with the best of pace.
I think just the chaos that's going on outside the ring outweighs anything that could happen in the ring. That's the only time that we really enjoyed a ton of in-ring stuff was when we watched New Japan at 3:00 in the morning. Yes, we did do that, folks. Right? So go and tune into that as well.
And listen,
that. But that's because there was no outside chaos going on. The most chaos was if Frankie Monet, Mercedes Monet, was going to show up. I keep calling her Frankie Monet
because that's what it feels like. What can I say?
Right.
But I mean, dude, you look at the 13 days we've been doing this in 2023, and it's been a lot. It's been crazy. And you see you see other people out there that cover wrestling, and they're saying the same thing, like, shit, we're live again, or hey, we got to cover this. And you just see the mad scramble for it.
Then on a live, we just finished a live stream, and then the whole Vince news broke, and then we're like, well, or the Saudi news allegedly broke, and then that's when we're like, oh shit, got to go back on. All right, let's go, rapido.
So I'm not going to complain. Better than some of the downtime we've had where nothing was going on but the same old shit.
Right.
So we got the spotlights on. Now, folks, as we do for all the matches, get your predictions in. We're definitely starting off with a banger and a banger. So we got Gunther. We got Braun Strowman. Who's going to take the IC belt home tonight? Let us know. On the other screen, we have Bully Ray come into the ring right now. He's going to take on Josh Alexander. Get your predictions in on that one. Who is going to leave Impact with the world title? Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Don't be shy. Get in that chat now.
The longest reigning Impact World Champion of all time, Josh Alexander, versus the ECW legend, the Hall of Famer, Bully Ray. And we've got two big beefy boys slapping meat paws on WWE. Hawaii?
Two things. Mm-hmm. One, Strowman switched up to like a white ripped jean look. Interesting.
Well, he's got the Packers shoes on there, very much amplifying that of, and he's in Green Bay.
I was going to say, is he
from
Green Bay? Is he a cheesehead?
I don't know. Hopefully he does better than the Packers did in the season and, doesn't pull an Aaron Rodgers or anything like that. But I think if we're going to go ultra babyface, then it's either going to come down to someone grabbing Braun's foot onto the ropes or something like that to break something up. It's going to be something like that. Somebody pulling on those.
Yeah.
Or he's going over as the babyface.
Yeah, it makes me wonder because usually Gunther would have the two guys at ringside. Now, I don't know if...
I forgot that. I didn't even notice Imperium's not at ringside.
They're not at ringside right now, so you could definitely see that run in. And you know what? Big shout out to Bad News Barrett and Cole. They're bringing the action. Oh, shit.
Oh!
Wait! Didn't Bully get the first entrance? Wait, how did that happen?
He Pearl Harbored him somehow, just snuck up behind him for no reason, like somehow.
Bully Ray came out, did his entrance, I thought, and then Josh did his, and I guess while we were doing Josh's, Bully ran around and came out behind him. And,
was it that dark in there that he just didn't notice some hefty guy that was probably huffing and puffing running behind him?
Who is he? Seth Rollins? Let's go.
He's the Fiend.
So Bully Ray
is Bray Wyatt just
out
of nowhere.
And I think we're about to get a little blood right to start this mayhem. What was the official name of this?
Full Metal Mayhem versus IC title right now.
Say that again?
I've got Bully going for the tables, of course, the Dudley.
Right.
Going for the tables. As I've got the Strowman Express running around ringside.
Yeah, we got a combined total of like fucking 1,300 pounds wrestling.
Right. This is the definition of big beefy boy slapping meat right now here, pause. As Strowman just Hulk Hogan's the tank top and just throws it in the crowd. As thankfully we get a commercial on WWE, so now we can focus on.
Yeah, we got juice. We got juice right away.
And not Robinson, he's on AEW.
Not juice, not rock hard.
But so who do you have, Bully Ray or Josh Alexander? We haven't given
going Josh.
And for those who haven't given us your predictions, or if you have and we missed it, there's the super chat option, all of that, so that way we don't miss your comments. And that way you can maybe help us. We'll take it out of the Saudis' hands. We'll buy WWE. We'll make sure Triple H stays in charge.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was just looking at the part of letting other people be in charge. That's all.
No,
we're using it.
But so who do you have for these matches? As I've got Bully whipping Josh into the ring. So Strowman, Gunther, who you got?
Gunther.
Strowman.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And I just don't see Bully winning beating Josh.
Oh, you don't
Josh
see Bully winning Josh is gushing right now in the corner.
Josh is gushing.
Bully Ray is fully in control of this match, and I feel like as now we just got the bell rung. So the match hadn't even officially started until just now. As Josh already goes through a table.
Yo, is he gonna win like lickety split?
2. I could see.
Wait, did you end up taking Bully or did you agree with me?
I'll just take Bully just for the sake of
argument. Time to take Bully, I'd say.
It's so funny because I do the what chant and Bully hates the what chant. So
Yeah.
the enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess.
There you go. There you go. Listen, it's funny because I honestly feel like it's too bad Bully Ray never got like a more national push. Like when he
He
was,
didn't get a WWE run.
yeah,
Bully
like he
Ray
didn't
in
get a
WWE
solid
would have been
W. Like,
fantastic.
yeah, and I really think it's the best. It's better than Dudley version of him. Like it really is.
Mhm.
Like I like Bubba Ray, and you think back when he used to go cathartic when he would drill the fucking power bombs, and it was a completely different cat. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I honestly do like what he brings
Ooh,
to the
belt
table.
shot.
I'm a big fan of Bully Ray.
Bully Ray is pretty much what you always kind of figured Bubba Ray Dudley was, just if he wasn't a Dudley.
Yeah, Ray kind of takes a little bit like of that the hapless side of the Dudley gimmick, and I mean, we got some really good heel Dudley parts in the WWE, but just to run as this guy, like even when they split them up, to let Bully be a top guy and be like this, and just pick on your squeaky clean baby faces is perfect.
Yeah. Do you know who I am versus Reverend Devon and all of that? As I've got Bully right now with a cheese grater. Oh,
Oh my God,
Josh with a
none of it.
chop throat to the larynx there.
You know what? Truthfully, Robert, I hope he buys it too. To be 100% honest with you, I just want to see it happen. I'm totally in for the
Some
complete
people just
shock.
want to watch the world burn.
I just want to watch fucking heads explode. Just Tony Khan owns
And
all
I
of
saw a child holding a diamond the size of a tangerine.
that.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, Master Wayne.
Right, right.
That's what I feel is what you're saying there.
Yeah, I kind of have that in me sometimes, but
Little bit. But now
but
we're
yeah,
back in action
it's
as
never going to happen ever.
not over Vince's dead body.
Well, don't
Um,
go that far. I would never say never.
I don't think that's going too far
But
enough for
again,
Vince.
listen, just take personal things aside. I mean, again, you're going up, you're in the ring with giants, right? And I mean, at this point, you're going to be kind of going back and forth, and a lot of what this comes down to is the things outside of like $1 amount, right? Because everyone's going to kind of come in at a pretty close dollar if they're serious about this. So it's the intangibles. What else comes with it? There's no
Right.
way that it's not a thing. But I'm all for it. I think it'd be hilarious. Fucking die. I'll do a 10-hour special on it.
Oh, don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Right? I'll go live all fucking day and just sit here and laugh.
As right now on Hard to Kill, and I think it was Scott, I believe, who asked earlier. Hard to Kill's on Fight right now. SmackDown's on Fox, but both men have color right now. In Hard to Kill, as Josh just
Cheese
makes
grater.
a cheese grater to Bully's forehead, as Gunther's in control of Braun Strowman right now.
Yeah, it's so funny. On one side, we got two men gushing blood over a cheese grater. On the other side, we got an arm, a fucking, and help me out here.
Hey, just
all over my tongue. Thank you, vitamins.
yeah, basically just an armbar.
Yeah, so he's got an arm bar as this man drools all over himself. That's the two different pictures right now.
It's very much a juxtaposition of, on one hand, we've already got broken tables and cheese graters and title shots and everybody's bleeding. And on the other hand, we've got, Strowman coming back from an armbar or an arm lock like a regular Hulk Hogan babyface. If I got to Hulk up.
Right? But literally doing like that technical side of things. Why does Braun like foam at the mouth so much? It's off-putting.
I have thumbtacks right now on Hard to Kill.
Holy shit. Now, you know how I feel. And if I'm going to
hardcore glitter is in the ring.
Hardcore glitter. If I'm going to be real, I do not like opening a pay-per-view with a match like this. I don't.
Do you think it burns out your audience?
It does. And I think it's bad form for, the second and third and fourth.
Well, you got to follow this up.
Like, it's chaos. What do you do next? Joe Henry
but
and Moose?
So does this main event, and so say if we get Mickey does retire, that opens the show? Because I feel like
No,
those are
I
the
mean,
two that
co-main event,
you
like,
either have to open or main event.
yeah, that's a tough show, right? Now, I understand the position you're in. If this is Mickey's last moment and you want to make it special, I'm not going to argue with you. And I mean, you don't want this to go on second last, right? But, they are in a tricky spot. So let's just hope the
Right.
rest of the pay-per-view holds up. But they're starting out with a fucking setting the tone, Nick.
Oh, they're starting off with an absolute belter. As I've got a ladder getting set up right now.
Braun,
and again, we're just
right.
getting arm locks and wrist locks and everything between Gunther and Braun. Is this like when Tony was trying to avoid the NBA playoffs of like just do rest holds until they're done their high spots?
I don't think so. I mean, that's the other way around, maybe, but I don't think the WWE's got that mentality. Nah. They're
I
going to put
have
on their show.
Josh right now climbing a ladder with a table set up on the entranceway, but Bully's tip it. Oh, Josh just goes splat into the thumbtacks right now.
Yeah, here they are. We called it.
Right. He who sets it up must go through it.
Right. I imagine we're going to get Ricochet and SmackDown soon as Imperium has come out to help.
Imperium just showed up. Yeah.
As predicted.
Oh, big chops.
Wow.
Oh, power slam.
Wow. 2 count on the power slam, folks. So we got action going everywhere as we head into the second commercial break tonight. Josh Alexander still got a bully hook. We got thumbtacks, broken tables already. And Gunther and Braun are battling
German
it out.
suplex.
If you have not predicted an outcome to either of these matches, what are you waiting for?
Right. Why?
What up, Chad? What's up, MCW? Kayla, good to see you.
Larry,
Small Mark,
come on. Again, I'm taking roll call. AA Ron,
oh,
are you here? AA Ron. I see AA Ron.
Clark Street.
What up?
What's going on? Who else we got in here? A-Town's in the house.
AA Ron. See, we got AA Ron. But I've got Josh right now going up on mid rope, Brett's rope, the most dangerous rope in professional wrestling. And he's wrapping the chain around his knee. So he's going to do a chained knee drop.
There you go. Bully taking the strap. Oh, all right.
Two count.
I don't know. SmackDown
is cheering for Josh when I picked Bully. Sorry.
Thank you, Dale. Good to see you. I have no idea what you said.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
NY's own Bully Ray. Ankle lock on tax.
Oh. Ooh. Man's got to crawl through that. Oh, and he's going to lock the chain around. Oh, he's got it around his neck, and he locks it around the ankle as well. So a modified STFU with a chain.
Clinton, good to see you. Good to see you, Clinton.
And out comes Violent by Design.
Yeah, so Violent by Design tied into Bully?
Well, they're already tied into Sami, like you were talking about. Maybe that was the flashing red light, what have you. Of now we're setting up for a 3D into the tax.
Jesus. Who comes out to help Josh?
Shimana Honda.
Wow. Are people going to call this?
1, 2 count.
Wow.
And that's always one of my favorite shots is when the ref's hands slap it down and you can see the tax.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. But Josh Alexander kicks out of a 3D.
You can see it right in the back of his bald ass head. Like just dead center.
Mm-hmm. Then we got more tables coming into the ring.
There's Devon. WWE wouldn't let Devon show up here like he would for what was it, XPW or something? Or no, it was BCW that we were watching. That They initially thought that WWE wouldn't let Devon show up, and it was a scheduling issue.
Oh yeah, that was and then the fucking
the dude cut a whole Paul Heyman shoot promo.
He should have made the blooper reel for the year because he was pissed.
There's zip tying Josh Alexander to the ropes right now.
All right, Strowman rolling out of a submission coming out of the break here. Anyone see Kylie Ray? I haven't seen her since she had that one match.
Last I knew, she was in WWE. She had signed with WWE and was in like the Performance Center and everything. Tommy Dreamer coming out as
Tommy Dreamer's such a creepy dude.
Yeah, he just seems like that uncle your parents tell you to stay away from at family gatherings and shit. But
I'm gonna pick this.
Braun Strowman just hulked up out of, like did the Rampage Jackson like slam onto Gunther as Bully's got. Oh, he can't bring himself to strike down Tommy Dreamer with the trash.
He's kicked the shit out of 1,000,000 times.
Just do it. Just
Tommy's with him.
Tommy. Oh,
Tommy's with him.
Turn.
Tommy's turning, folks. Maybe.
No, he's gonna swing and he's gonna hit Bully because Bully's setting up behind him. He's gonna do that.
Yeah, it feels too good.
Bam! Tommy Dreamer's always the baby face. Tommy Dreamer sucks as heel. See, called it.
Yeah, it's too obvious.
And he does the
Well, Busted Open should be interesting next week.
Two count. Spear from Bully on a Dreamer through the table.
Folks, we are going to do our best to keep you up to date on all the action, but it's a lot. Tommy Dreamer just got put through a table. Gunther just kicked out of another 2 count. Like, lots going on.
Right. As Josh Alexander right now is trying to chew through zip ties to free himself.
This is interesting. I'm still expecting someone else to come out.
And we're getting a huge pop for right now for Strowman as he does the end it. Like, this man would have been so over in like the 80s Hulkamania era.
Oh, for sure.
You would have had Braun Strowman being the top heel to Hogan's top
100%. He would have been a Heenan guy for sure.
Right? The monster among men. Tell me that doesn't sound like some barbarian. Shit.
Walter retains. Alexander retains. Hello. Childs, I didn't ask the stream.
Trash can shot from Josh onto Josh from Bully as he's just like, do it, you son of a.
Hi there and Happy New Year. Hassan, Happy New Year. Wow, big splash. Gunther. Watching Gunther fly through the air is just crazy.
It's like watching a fucking bullfrog. Flying squirrel, that's what it is. It's not a frog, it's not a tadpole splash, it's not a frog splash, it's a flying squirrel splash.
Right. Thank you. Make sure, folks, we do have the super chat, the super stickers, and we appreciate all the support. And it's just all going back into this. The wife's here.
Right. Well, and is that a helping thing or a crutch thing of Josh Alexander's that his wife is involved in every story he's in?
She's been involved a lot. I feel like getting the belt.
Who's been more involved in professional wrestling? Josh Alexander's wife, Rebby Hardy, or Karen Angle?
I was about to say Karen's the winner.
Karen Jarrett, sorry.
Oh, right. Let's be clear. Yeah, she's been around a lot. Bully got the bin up. He's had this part of the match is taking too long, Nick.
Yeah, this is a little bit like
a little convoluted.
This is too cinematic-y as Gunther's got Braun set up for a powerbomb right now, and he barely made that.
Hey, we got a and still
as Bully's just screaming at Josh's wife. Pause, but Rebby, sorry.
I mean, what do you mean pause? This is what's happening.
He's just screaming at her, like I said. I will. This seems like some daytime soap opera. Low blow, low blow. From Josh's wife on a Bully.
Yeah,
and that's one thing is that the Dudley Boys and especially Bully Ray always do is a sell of a low blow. They freeze in time. They become a statue.
Gunther wins. Juice is not feeling too good, apparently. Rebby. Stratisfaction.
Stratisfaction from Alexander's wife on a Bully.
Good old Canadians. Gotta love them.
Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
The better man won between Gunther and Braun Strowman. Yeah, it was a good match to start the show. I'll give you that.
It was a fantastic match. If we weren't twisted bastards like we are and watching two different shows at the same time, it would have been a fantastic match.
Yeah.
Now it's going up head to head with what could have been the main event of this pay-per-view.
Well, I mean, there is clearly a ton going on in this match. We've had Tommy Dreamer, we've had Chaos. She just set him up for basically an assisted chair shot to the face, and Bully's over. We're gonna get slammed, and good night.
I was gonna say, well, we had the dueling chair spot, and now Bully's up on a table, and you can still see all the tacks in this man's boots. As we're getting a replay of the Bloodline just dominating SmackDown last week. And I didn't lose. He lost.
That's Josh is going to the top of a gigantic ladder, Humby. He is going way up. And they're giving us a replay of
wow. Oh, huge splash from Josh off the ladder on the entrance.
Oh, I kicked out.
Two count. How do you kick out of that? What ends this now? As now he locks in an ankle lock as Bully's part of the way through a table and part of the way into thumbtacks.
Hey, babe, can you go get the car? Go get the car.
Right.
Friday the 13th. And Bully Voorhees finally taps out.
Yeah. Nah, I don't mind the decision. What I mind is you didn't need the little 10 seconds, 15 seconds afterwards. You didn't need the ankle lock spot.
I just feel like there was a chunk of that match that didn't have to happen, and it would have been like an A+, right? Like, we'd melter it up. But
right.
I think it got long because it was just like too much additional shit got tacked into it.
It got so puffery. It got and then it got almost like what you see at times with like the super indies and all of that. It's where you had a huge finish of that whole spot of him jumping off the ladder, off the entrance ramp, through the table of that. That should have ended the match. You don't need a little after section.
But if you took out that middle part where Violent by Design kind of showed up and they never tied him to the ropes, you just had, your kind of series of moves work into, have, Dreamer come out and get involved and you have a kind of that moment. And then maybe the wife comes out, throws the low blow. He runs up that ladder, hits the big splash, gets the win. Without that little part of him being strapped down and Bully thinking about life, that's it.
Well, see, and it would have worked better, honestly. That still would have all worked. Everything they did would have worked, as I've got Sami right now knocking on the Bloodlines
what a match.
Locker room. But that would have worked better if that was the main event and not the opening match. Follow that now. Bully's walking backstage saying, follow that.
It was definitely a main event match, right? Like, so, and you see it was kind of built, like that would conclude the show after that kind of emotional roller coaster.
Right. As I've got Heyman and Sami Zayn going back and forth right now.
What is happening here with Paul and Sami?
I love all of this. I don't know how anyone can dislike anything that's happening with the Bloodline right now. I think that's part of why people got so scared about the Saudi news of they're like, we're not going to get the Sami payoff.
Right.
We'll never know what happened.
We'll never know. Juggernaut versus the Hulk. Not bad. Even the replay of this match has taken forever. So much happened.
Well, and I'm just listening to Heyman right now as he's saying with all due respect, the tribal chief wants you to do this tonight all on your own.
Right. That was amazing. You glitched, but it was like this. It was perfect. Like it went with your words.
Fair enough.
It looked very Johnny Mnemonic of you. Yeah, we'll get back there. I'm changing my choice to Bully. Good call. Good call. Wrong.
Yeah, wrong call, but good call. I guess you decided on the back end to change here.
There was a moment I thought it was going to be Bully when I saw Dreamer coming out and they had that moment, but then instantly when he stood behind him and kind of started overhyping him, like he's dead. All right.
Right. Yeah, well, Tommy Dreamer must always be the baby face of the man who thinks that he can do no wrong. The man that still, like I said, always looks like the uncle that shows up at family gatherings your mother tells you to stay away from, but
Right.
still thinks he's got it. He's the Uncle Rico of pro wrestling at this point.
Absolutely. Right. Uncle Rico. Is there a Friday the 13th gimmick match tonight? That might have been it.
Well, I was gonna say, but no, but I do have, the gimmick shirt on and
You got a
everything
gimmick
because
shirt.
Friday the 13th is very much, I feel like, a halfway national holiday at this point.
Hey, Victoria.
Hey, how you doing?
It really does.
All the things he said, all the things he said.
I love, man, Victoria was great.
Oh, she was fantastic. Very
So
underrated as a female superstar when it comes to WWE. But
absolutely.
we're getting her backstage right now talking with Mickey of, I'm still telling you, if they're going to have that open the show, then her retiring ends the show. Like I said earlier, before we even went, into the show, I said there's two things. So that tells me Josh retains and Mickey retires.
Victoria's damn near in tears. Like, what else are we supposed to think here?
Raven!
Raven!
Raven! You will see Mickey in Impact nevermore. Took you a minute.
Wait, what did he just say? I got you. Usos versus Sheamus and Butch will be the main event on Friday Night SmackDown tonight. Listen, you can't just keep like Rubik's cubing the fucking brawling brutes and putting them up against the Usos.
Right. Yeah. So if I take the Usos and then I say they're versus Ridge and Butch, then it's a different match than when I say Ridge and Butch are against the Usos, right?
Yeah, like Jesus Christ. You've had 9 matches, and I think we're out of people here. Like, I think you're playing with my
Tells
emotions.
me, yeah, right. Sorry, your trial has expired. Please buy the full subscription.
This is very much so. I'm picking Mickey losing. Scott, I don't think you would be wrong. Now, it looks like we're getting Cardona and Myers.
Well, we're getting a build up to the
The triple threat?
tag title match. It is
Rhino and Heath. This is going to be a good match.
4-way tag team elimination match for the
fuck.
Impact World Tag Team Championships. It's the Motor City Machine Guns versus Heath and Rhino versus the major players versus Bullet Club, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay.
Right. I mean, we talked about how do you follow what just happened. This match will do pretty good to follow that. It'll be a lot of, I mean, it's guys that a lot of people care about, and the energy should be good in this match. Might be a little
Fair
long.
enough, and it's going to be elimination, so you're going to get those builds, those ebbs and flows of you can let this build a little bit.
You'll get a good pop for the Rhino hot tag and you know what? Ace Austin, Trey Miguel, not
Chris
everyone. Bay. Chris Bay, I do that every time. I feel so bad, but yeah, Chris Bay. They not everyone might not have the best of idea who they are yet, but I mean they're outstanding and they're young.
Well, and you've got Cardona, you've got Brian Myers, you've got Motor City Machine Guns. Even you put Motor City Machine Guns in a match with fucking Broomstick, and they're gonna at least have a halfway decent match. So I think that this is the perfect match that you could follow up with what we just saw, based on what's on the card.
Yeah.
This is the easiest path of transition you can take.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, again, if you come back with a straight up kind of singles match, it might take a little off. This will have a good amount of energy, especially with the people being involved. And again, Matt Cardona doesn't lack any heat anywhere he goes.
Right.
That's what I mean. We talk about him coming back to the WWE, and I mean, I would love to see him back like this heel. It'd be outstanding.
Absolutely. Well, and speaking of someone who needs some heat, whether it be in a babyface passion or as a heel or what have you, of Rey Mysterio is coming out right now, and if you ever wanted the clearest version of Rey Mysterio's entrance as a recording, now is the time to do it, because I think you need to do a single person clap.
Right? Yeah, it's 2 weeks away from the 30-man Royal Rumble match. It's a weird way to just say Royal Rumble. We all know there's other stuff. Bobby Lashley now in the Royal Rumble, by the way.
Yes, so it has Corbin,
Mm-hmm.
Escobar, Lashley, Rollins,
What?
Theory, Kofi, and Ricochet. What?
There you
As so far the designated people in the Rumble.
go.
Those
The
people we
fillers
can confirm are in the Rumble.
Now, I mean, we'll get to it. I mean, Rey Mysterio's in the ring. You know, we've been kind of critical of Rey Mysterio as of late. He doesn't really have the jam that he used to have, as you would expect. But here he is. He has to fight Karrion Kross, who we're probably going to see in the next second or two.
Is it me, or does Ray look like he's been dipping into a Dom's closet there or something like that? Of this is a little bit, the sweater is a little tight on there, Ray.
I was gonna be like, bro, you're on your own with this one. I don't know where the fuck you're going.
No, it's just look a little thick there, Ray.
Right.
Maybe too much of them holiday dinners when you're getting your son arrested.
No, but he's talking about is Dom, which I mean, Dom Ray. Does it make it all the way to Mania? Can we stretch like
it has to at this point?
He shows up at Easter.
If you don't do it at Mania, then you've fucking completely lost me. You've already kind of lost me.
Like a house raid, like Dom and Judgment Day show back up at, like I said, Easter. When like what's the next holiday? Dad's birthday, whenever it is. Until we get to Mania, just keep.
He shows up at Easter and he just whoops Ray's ass with a fucking Easter basket. He just shows up in a fucking Easter bunny costume.
Right.
I honestly, at this point, I'm just, for the love of Christ, this is a feud that should have happened, a month or two ago at least, and we're gonna get all the way to WrestleMania 39 with this. As KJ takes a nice little pause for the cause here. So absolutely, I will remind all you fine, beautiful folks out there, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do all the shows all the time live. Doesn't matter what promotion, what doesn't matter what time. Christ, what? We've been here at 3 a.m. Absolutely, this is your home when it comes to all things professional wrestling. But if you haven't already, give me your predictions for the 4-way elimination tag team title match. Like I told you, on Impact Hard to Kill, we've got Motor City Machine Guns versus Heath and Rhino versus Major Players versus Bullet Club, and we've got Karrion Kross right now coming out on SmackDown, as KJ predicted, to challenge Rey Mysterio, or at least we're going to get an answer to his promo. Is anyone excited for Kross versus Ray? The harbinger of doom. Well, I feel like he's right now kind of almost taking out Old Yeller right now with going against Ray. Ray is a little. What do they have left? What could they do with Rey Mysterio that's going to compel, like, going to shoot him up the card? I don't see it. As all hell's breaking loose on Impact right now. Scott taking Bullet Club. Champs retain. Kross has it. Yeah, he does, but he keeps getting weighed down with. He had the feud with Drew that kind of went to nowhere. Now he's getting involved with Ray, looking like he's fucking Hitman. Rhea gets engaged to Dom. No, it's already been leaked out there that Dom's engaged. I guess shout out to recent WWE engagements with like Ricochet and Dom getting engaged to his longtime girlfriend, what have you. But yeah, I don't think they go all the way there. Like, we're not that naive. The internet's still a thing. As right now, I've got Heath and Rhino taking it to the major players right now, and Kross is cutting a promo. I'm not interested, honestly, right now in Kross versus Ray. I feel like it's a foregone conclusion of Kross wins this. If this is all to try and build Kross up a bit, but you could do this way better, I feel. Cross looks like an out-of-work insurance salesman that used to play college football. Jay West, I love that. No, he looks like a character that he would fit way better in Sin City. For those who have watched that movie or even the sequel, I feel like that's, why he comes out in all the black and white and everything. But yeah, it's a little. This is just an awkward, back and forth of Cross is out there in a leather trench coat and a white button up with a red tie. Like I said, looking like, Agent 47 from Hitman. And Ray's out there just looking like the dad that's just pissed off at his son. As now I've got all four teams set up in the corners. Ray taking it to Cross right now. But I've got Heath and Rhino and the major players right now in the ring for Impact. So again, this is an elimination match for the tag titles. So this isn't just that terrible of, well, we only have two teams in at a time, even though there's multiple teams involved. This is still elimination. Sorry. My name is Earl. Sin City, more like awful Travolta Punisher movie. Fair enough. Oh, well, was it Travolta or no? I halfway think of what you're saying. Now you got me thinking of when Kevin Nash played the the Russian in the Punisher movie and everything. As I've got Scarlett holding up the tarot card and the red light that I guess Cross is stolen from the Fiend. Of they didn't learn their lesson the first time. Of now we've just got to have everything in red lighting so no one live can see anything. Only us watching on TV. As Heath right now holding up. Oh, Mars going for the cover. Two count. So everyone just beats up Ray. Yeah, it's instead of everybody hates Chris, it's everybody hates Ray. You can tell that's how many friends Ray has backstage because no one even tried to come out there and help him out, break it up, anything. As I've got Liv, Emma, and Maxine Dupree of just what in the Rudy Blue hell of a combination this is. Raquel, it's so interesting because they all keep getting taller. Of Liv compared to Emma, compared to Maxine, compared to Raquel, if they all just keep getting a little bit taller. But as they even say, of someone of your size. So they very much are playing the, oh, I'm big, you're small angle. Oh, what did the five fingers say to their face? Slap is what Liv says to Raquel. So it looks like we're going to get Raquel versus Liv tonight. Okay. Raquel says she's sick of people forgetting she's the biggest and the strongest. Well, we saw how that worked against the boringest and the laziest in Ronda. So that'll be interesting to see later tonight. So we're going to get Liv versus Raquel. As Heath and Rhino have been eliminated on Impact, as I've got Xia Li coming out right now with a brand new hairdo. Okay, I see you. But so Xia Li coming out right now as I've got Bullet Club, or I've got Chris Bay from the Bullet Club. So we're getting Xia Li versus Tegan Nox. The long lost Hardy sister, I guess, coming up on SmackDown, as I've got right now Brian Myers getting tagged in, taking it to Chris Bay. So give me your predictions, folks, whether you've got Xia Li or Tegan Nox, or who you've got out of who's left in the tag title match on Impact, or just what you're thinking about in pro wrestling in general. Like I said, at this point, 2023 has been insane, and we're not even 2 weeks in it. We've still got talks about how Tony Khan and Shad Khan might buy or try and merge with WWE. We've got talks about how we had it leaked allegedly that Saudi had purchased WWE. We're now getting reports about how Comcast is starting to throw their hat more into how they're interested in purchasing WWE. We're now seeing how Steph and Vince didn't have a great working relationship. That's what led to her resignation. No shit, I feel a little bit when it comes to that. I feel just Vince showing back up made her just say, I'm out. But so what are you guys thinking right now when it comes to pro wrestling in 2023? Dakota Kai for the win. Well, Dakota Kai's not in the match, Damian. So good luck with that, because right now it's Tegan Nox versus Xia Li. So I like the outside shout, but good luck with that. We'll see how that plays out for you. Bold strategy, Cotton. Bobby's saying, what did I miss so far? On which show, sir? Because I'm watching 2 shows, about to be watching a 3rd show later on here, because we're the wrestling show on YouTube that does not quit, does not stop, does this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. So if you're asking for a recap, just go ahead and just, when we're done, or just hit
Read through the chat.
button and just start back over.
Right.
Ooh. How you doing, sir?
How you doing?
How you doing? So did you see the little awkward backstage segment between all of the ladies, and now we're gonna get the very compelling match of Xia Li versus Tegan Nox, followed probably by Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez.
Yes, we're about to.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
I think I'm hearing feedback on your end. But yeah, folks,
don't have us playing, so that's not possible.
Okay, it stopped. But yeah, folks, we have a lot going on, and we did have that weird backstage segment. It took me a minute to realize that was Maxine Dupree, by the way. I don't know who painted her.
The often forgotten, never on TV, Maxine Dupree.
They let her talk. They took her away from is not beside her.
Yeah.
Raquel's not the most convincing speaker that I've seen in a long time. But I feel like she's going heel.
Fair enough. Or is Liv going heel like everybody thought, if maybe she gets pulled into the Uncle Howdy tank that's going on, I guess?
I don't think so. I really don't. I'd be shocked. It'd be really confusing. Howdy just walks out and starts giggling during Liv's match. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Well, we had the glimpses at it. People thought about it when we got Extreme Liv. But so I don't know if you gave a prediction for the tag title match on Impact so far. Heath and Rhino have been the only team eliminated.
Poor Heath and Rhino. Yeah, no, I was taking the champions to retain.
Okay, fair enough. So you have Motor City Machine Gun.
Yes.
I will. Ooh, this is compelling. I will take Bullet Club. Because I feel like they might be trying to use that as a play, or it's trying to get Jay White. It's a long shot, but also I can't say major players, because I feel like at least maybe Cardona's going to WWE.
Fair enough.
And I don't want to fully agree and just say, oh, the champs retain.
Yeah. Fair enough. So you're going Bullet Club. Not bad. It is highly possible.
And so who do you have, Xia Li or Tegan Nox?
I'm going to go Xia Li. They seem to... I wish she would stop doing the martial arts in the fucking aisleway. It's really gimmicky.
I feel like a little bit just with the way that they're presenting Xia Li and everything like that. I feel like her and Mission should be a fucking tag team.
Not bad. Not a bad shout at all.
Not to profile anybody, but just she's pretty much coming out here in almost the same kind of look. But I'll take Tegan with this. I know I've called her like basically Jeff Hardy with the hair dye and everything, but I'm still waiting to see that push. I'm still waiting to see that whole built-up match, that built-up feud back again between her and Dakota on a main roster show.
Yeah, not bad show. And down below, down for me on as far as the screens go. We got the hot tag, and major players are running into each other, and right now, Bay is on fire.
As I've got Xia Li whipping Tegan off the top rope, going for a 2 count.
Oh, okay. No, I think Xia Li is good. I think she's underrated. I think she got brought up to the main roster too quick. I think her NXT gimmick was bad. I don't think we got a whole lot out of Xia Li, but I think she's talented. I think she can go. Very talented woman overall. I don't know. She seems lost. Like they don't quite know what to do with her. And I know where people are like, oh, we're terrified. Disney might buy it and make this company campy. And then here comes a lady with blades on her hands, swinging them through the air. Like, all right, come on.
Well, she's already been through, I feel like at this point, like her third or fourth
Yeah.
or fifth gimmick at this point. So it's one of those of, all
Mhm.
right, how many times do you reimagine somebody into oblivion to where they're no longer relevant? And then she's tiptoeing on that territory.
Yeah. And I mean, realistically, dude, I mean,
Oh,
when was the last time? I don't know, like the last time she did anything of no, like they never really even explained why she came out that one night and caused trouble and
yeah,
screwed
she
things
was
up
the
and
hooded
left.
figure. She
Yeah,
hasn't been paired up with Control Alt Delete, but she was also before that, she was the protector or the
yeah.
guardian or what have you. But so
Cardona
we are down to, at least from what I can see in the ring right now, we're down to Motor City Machine
machine
Guns
guns,
and
yeah.
Bullet Club right now.
Mm-hmm. So my pick and your pick still alive.
Are the major players actually eliminated or are they just
Oh, there you
down there
go.
hiding?
Oh,
Okay.
I just took a
Oh,
hard L on
the
Zaya.
shiniest wizard.
I love it. I love it.
Uno, dos, tres. As Tegan Knox picks up the clean win pretty handily over Xia Li.
Xylee's not
So
happy about it, but it was definitely convincing.
we know who's moving up the card and who's moving down the card.
Even the announcer sounded bored during that match. Shit. Female Raiden from MK. Oh, okay.
I was going to say Tegan's, a girl after my own heart. There, of she's hitting the shiniest wizard, and she's even said how her favorite pro wrestler was Kane.
Oh, we're getting a replay of the tag match. Being reminded there was some cheating involved. Ed Leslie or Xia Li has more.
Oh, do you know who Ed Leslie is?
Yeah. Do
Okay,
you? Okay.
yes, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Big Bad Buddha Daddy,
Right? Took a second.
Zodiac. Yes, no, yes, no.
I liked when a while he was just there. We had no idea who
Brother
the fuck
Broda,
he was.
it still blows my mind that he was the disciple
That was
in
what
NWO. I never put two and two
right
together
off the
until
tip of
way
my tongue.
later.
I was gonna say, oh, we got to win. All right. So Xylia might have failed me, but it looks like the Motor City Machine Guns will not.
Champs retain on Impact as we're getting a Viking Raiders and Valhalla video package.
I guess yes. I guess they felt like Sarah wasn't Viking enough.
Yeah. Sarah Max the Logan, Sarah the Impaler wasn't Viking enough, so we've got to make it more Viking.
Right. All right. So there you go. And now we got the Brawling Brutes, or the Banger Bros, as I like to call them. Someone called them Bangers and Mash. I still think that's pretty solid.
That's still more appropriate.
I like Bangers and Mash.
No, I think you coined the name, and then they just kind of trademarked it under the rug there. So
Yeah,
I guess we got to stay with that. But still, you're telling me you're going to get Drew and Sheamus versus the Viking Raiders, and you think Drew and Sheamus might go under? Like, no, this is blink and you miss it. This is a broke kick and a Claymore, and then ding, match over.
There's just and let's say knock each other out on the way to the ring. Hey, Kazarian.
What?
Frankie Kazarian on Hard to Kill. On his way to the ring. Looking all
You said Kazarian and I thought of Kazarni.
All right.
Now you're speaking our language. So Adam Pearce is he the third Bang Bro? Pause.
Yeah, right.
Scrap Daddy.
Scrap Daddy.
we are going to get
After
Drew and Sheamus versus the Viking Raiders.
After banger. Oh, we got some flashy Bray stuff.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh, we got a QR code. We got a QR code, folks. And Bray Wyatt in darkness. This is why I like SmackDown, being ahead of you on SmackDown.
Son of
QR
a bitch.
code, Nick.
All right. Well, then, here.
See you,
you
buddy.
Can have that. That
See
ain't
ya,
what I'm
buddy.
mad at.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to roll with me for the next few minutes. Nick is going to take a sponsored pause for the cause. On Hard to Kill, we have Frankie Kazarian in the ring addressing the crowd. And SmackDown just went to commercial. Bray Wyatt apparently is up next in the darkness. Maybe they'll shed some light on what the match is going to be at Royal Rumble. The Mountain Dew pitch black match, we've all surmised that we have no idea what this is going to be. So maybe we'll get some insight into it tonight. I don't know. But there you go. There you go. They should have never stopped with the QR codes. Even for Uncle Howdy and even for if there are multiple characters, you should have continued the clues. And maybe not at the rate you were doing it with the White Rabbit, but it's still a cool feature. It still captivates the audience. Look, gold. Everyone's thrilled about it. I pointed at one comment, by the way. Ed Leslie was a butcher in a faction. Kevin Sullivan, an earthquake. Yeah. Bray up next. Woohoo! Let's see what we get, Mike. I've been bagging on Bray a little bit. That he's got to, tell a quicker story. He tells stories like my grandpa. Once upon a time. Pierce got banged. Pause, Larry. Pause. Hard, by the way. Goud. QR code. Bray who? There you go. CJ on it. The man on the beat always. He'll let you know what's going on Twitter, Instagram. We're going to give him a little spot on the channel where he just shows up and does like the ongoings in the wrestling world. All right, Frankie Kazarian getting a big cheer. I think we're coming back out of commercial on SmackDown. Tag team tournament for Uso SmackDown belts next week, and not both belts? Yeah, we've talked about this. Listen, McIntyre and Sheamus could be front runners to have those belts. Really, they could. People have talked about Judgment Day, but why not? I mean, right now, Sheamus is more over than he's been in a long time. McIntyre's been over. I know CJ might disagree with that a little bit. But, I mean, it's an opportunity where they could really keep these guys together, give them some consistency, and they're good. They're good. The Bang Bros are good, period. Chase the code. Here we go. Like cats chasing our tails. Mark, Big Show had a lot of gimmicks. Nah, Big Show had a lot of turns. Less gimmicks, lot of turns. Lot of renditions of the same gimmick. But he went from, he changed heel to babyface and babyface to heel every time the wind changed directions. QR code is back. Yes, it is, Rick. Welcome. And we're coming back out of commercial now. Nobody knows what it means, but it's provocative. It gets people going. All right. I love it. Love it, Nick. So right now I got Moose and Joe Hendry, which automatically by default becomes Joe Henry, just so you guys know. But yeah, we got, and I got Bray. So we're going to pay attention to Bray a little bit. But yes, listen, before I even saw Joe at all, I stumbled on the vignettes they were doing for his introduction to Impact. And man, that song got stuck in my goddamn head. So throughout the night, I could imagine this song's going to be back in my head. But this is an interesting matchup going up against Moose. So get your predictions in on that. And let's see what our buddy Bray has to say here tonight. Morning. What's up, Jacko? What's the death toll match versus Savannah Evans, Tasha Shaw on the kickoff show, or is it on the main show? I think I think it was on the pre-show. Don't quote me on that though, Damien. I didn't pay attention to the pre-show at all. We're gonna get JV. We're on a blue ball streak with this one. Firefly Funhouse from the QR code to the Fiend. There you go. Now I think it feels like the Fiend is the crux of all this. That Howdy or the other elements that might be involved are all a part of the story clearly, but I just feel like everything kind of leads back to the Fiend, including Alexa. And we're trying to figure out now, are they seeking revenge on Alexa or are they bringing her in? I don't know, but these comments about you're in charge. What if Alexa's in charge of the group? What if she's like the queen, the dark queen? I don't know. I really don't. For all I know, they try and transplant, Sister Abigail's soul into her. But out comes Moose, who to me is one of the best talents, not in one of the major companies, AEW or WWE. The guy is outstanding. He's like Josh Alexander in the same way, and of course they had an amazing rivalry in 2021 into 2022. Moose. Bray in action still. Too bad he's not Uncle Howdy. I never thought he was going to be Uncle Howdy. There was some debate on that, but I mean, the minute you start giving us other beings, they got to turn into something, right? I don't like the idea of, figments of the imagination. I mean, there's other ways to get that across, I think, but yeah, doing it with without the payoff of it being somebody behind the mask, it's pointless. Right? We're all in Scooby-Doo mode now. We're chasing QR codes, trying to solve a mystery. And if you don't get that unveiling, well, then the chase was no fun. All right. Bray in the ring. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate the super chat. Folks, remember, it's your way to stand out in the crowd as the chat gets busier and busier. It's a good way to get noticed. But Frankie Kazarian signed with Impact. Okay. Thank you for that, Scott. I didn't catch quite everything he had said, but yeah, they're officially part of Impact. Frank's a great wrestler. Frankie can go, and realistically, he wasn't doing a whole lot in AEW anyway. Why not? I think he'll be good in there. You can put him in the ring with a good amount of talent, and he'll give you a good match. It's kind of a tried and true vet that way. I believe in Joe Hendry. Here we go. Damn it. Here comes Blue Ball. Jello, baby. What happened to the Brutes? They're in a tournament to go after the Usos, and they have to fight the Viking Raiders. To which Nick said, and I agree, should be a 2-move match. It won't be, but it might be. It won't be, it should be. All right. So now we're back to Bray. Oh, we got the rocking chair. Been a minute for that. Goldust had a few gimmicks. Yeah, no, Dusty had quite a few. And even a couple renditions of Goldust that weren't the most appealing. Wait. All right. Sorry. Oh, breaking my shit. Oh. Bray Wyatt in the rocking chair. We forget who we are. We forget what made us. And he seems a little more unhinged at this point, like a little less soft and in control, a little. There you go. Bray better get in the ring and have a fucking banger. That's all I'm saying. We need some fucking wrestling out of Bray. I agree. I believe in Joe Hendry. I'll just leave that there for everyone to be. I want everybody singing it. All right. I am Bray Wyatt, and the crowd goes nuts. Big cheer for I know who I am, who are you? But Bray Wyatt is on the screen right now. If you're just tuning in, he's in his rocking chair, he's in the spotlight. Talking LA Knight now. Uh-huh. Run. So this is like full circle shit. Back to the blue balls. Dun dun dun. Raven wrote Bray's promo. No, I would have ended it with quote the Raven nevermore. Quote the Wyatt nevermore. So Sami KO face to face in the back with Kayla. You happy? Better be a great payoff. Smile mark. I'm with you. Let's get this going. Good promo. You see him again. And then I think this is where we talked about the story itself. Like, if you start seeing him kind of come unhinged and get a little more aggressive, and now we're going back to old school Bray a little bit, swamp leader Bray. If maybe we got that like a week ago and kind of took out some of the extra stuff and kind of build up the cadence a bit faster, get to a point. But he better fucking wrestle, and then it has to tie into the wrestling. So right now I got Sami. Oh, I completely paused Impact. I apologize, folks. I haven't mentioned Impact at all. But Moose and Joe Hendry are in the ring, and Moose is in control. KO and Sami just a verbal battle, giving each other shit. And that's it. We're going to get a banger of a match tonight with those two going toe to toe. Obviously, we know their history. We know what they're both capable of in the ring. And we know how familiar they are with each other, which is going to play huge into this dynamic tonight. I can't wait. Outstanding. I mean, an all-Canadian matchup. How could you go wrong? Run. Who's VJ? If Disney buy WWE, just imagine that Mickey Mouse or Darth Vader or Iron Man have the WWE. Well, Bobby, I know that's the running gimmick or the running gag on this one, but let's be real. Disney's not stupid, and they're not going to do that, right? It's not like we had Tinkerbell in the Avengers, like they're not completely void of any sense. And I know some people say, well, but they killed. It doesn't matter. They're not going to just. The biggest thing I see is like theme parks where you got multiple, Stone Colds or Undertakers or Kanes walking around, right? The fucking people's eyebrow everywhere.
I was gonna say, well, speaking of void of sense, hi.
Take me like come back.
Right. But that would still be hard to see. Do you see is that a Disney, hiring process of you're just the bald guy that wears jean shorts and a leather vest?
Yeah, I'm auditioning for KO opening season.
Wait, you aren't him? I was gonna say you're the KO to my Sami Zayn, I guess.
It's kind of fitting, actually.
Oh God. That's funny. I'm not doing the whole Nelson Muntz fucking dance.
But they did have a good heated exchange in the back. It's what you like to see. Again, they know each other so well, but again, it's two guys with a legitimate beef with each other. And Sami said, "Why couldn't you leave me alone?" And KO points out, "Your friends are assholes." And here we are, the two guys that are going to get in the ring and scrap it out because they have a problem with each other. No bullshit. I think there was straight up.
Point to where KO even pointed out, like, I remember every match I've had with KO or with Sami. This is match like 864 or something like that.
Right.
Like it's this is the match that will never end, the fight that will never end,
Right.
the never-ending war between Sami and KO. You two are just destined to fight.
Yeah. And you love that in sports, right? Like it's not just in wrestling, but like if you look even to like the UFC where you have like
sorry, cutter from I
huge.
Believe in Joe Hendry. Two count.
Well, Joe can wrestle.
Joe can wrestle. Joe's
John Abraham and Keon, someone are at ringside.
Bunch of UK lads, I am assuming.
There you go. Bray Wyatt is
you were you were talking about Sami and KO of how it's what you want to see in sports. If it's just
you want to see that
goes on forever.
You know, when you got like a couple top guys in a division or like a couple really solid rivals, but they always have to like, you know, the way careers work out, you know, they veer off, they fight other competitors, but at these key moments in their career, they seem to find each other again, right? Like a Couture and Liddell kind of thing, right? Like you love when you have that story.
Or Liddell Ortiz.
Like kind of that. Yeah, like, and I mean, you get it with your sports teams as well with the rivalries they have. So, I mean, you like this. The idea that, you know, 3-4 years from now, where, you know, they'll go off and do their separate things. Sami was in the Bloodline. KO was over here fucking around with Elias. And then they come back together. And then they leave each other again. Then they come back together. And that's where you pull in a fan base for life, like us crazy people.
So are they Yankees, Red Sox, or are they Bills, Chiefs?
Bills, Chiefs. What? We're gonna stay away from the Bills, Chief comparable here.
No, come on, let's go Buffalo. But I will say, well, folks, spoiler alert for Sunday: put your money on Buffalo over them Dolphins. Going to be having sushi up there in Buffalo.
Laces out.
Fuck you. But John, what up? Polo,
Superplex by Moose.
And I will say this, folks. We already got the Discord. What? We already got the Twitter. What? If you are not following the Wrestling for Life Network on Instagram, absolutely you are missing out. That is 100% a way that you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest of anything and everything that we're doing. And you get to see all our fun little creative stories and all that. So be a friend, tell a friend, whether it's on the YouTube, hopefully on the YouTube, on Twitter, Discord, Instagram. We're global, folks. That man's over in Canada. I'm over in the U.S. We're still spreading as far as we can from sea to shining sea, folks.
We're binational right now, folks.
Pause. You made that awkward.
right? Perfect timing. Right now, I got Joe Hendry and Moose throwing forearms, and we got Gunther not doing so well in the back.
Yeah, well, he's holding the ice pack to his neck, but I'm still... To me, I'd be doing a lot worse after. Do you remember seeing Ricochet just yeet this man with a fucking steel chair? Normally, if you have the baby face come out and he swings a chair of, I'm gonna miss. Oh my God! If I was a second earlier, I would have gotten you. No, Ricochet just said, "Fuck all." He woke up and woke up that day and chose violence and just yeeted a chair into the skull of Gunther.
Oh, huge clothesline by Joe. No, it was like Ricochet was like, you should have ran faster. Now, if I don't hit you, it looks fake. I got to do
This is for all those chops.
So now we got Liv in the ring. A little bit of a new look, a little colorful. I did like the whole thing of like, she pointed at her palm and gave her the old 5 fingers across the face.
One of the 5 fingers said in the face. But
she got to stop smiling. Maybe
and everything. It feels like she's kind of stealing a little bit of Naomi shit.
Right? Big rack in the house.
Pause.
Raquel.
You can't say that.
Raquel, why? She's big.
Do you want me to explain why you can't say it? Why big rack sounds awkward?
Listen how it sounds, and if it's,
But anyways, as we've already gotten advertised for the Royal Rumble match, we've got Rhea, Raquel, Candice, and Liv. So those are the only 4 women we've had so far advertised for the Rumble tonight. And I think at the end of Impact Hard to Kill, we might see a 5th person pretty much being set up to show up for the Rumble.
Interesting. Very possible.
Right?
Not if Brock Lesnar has anything to do with it. What? Leafs versus Canadian is more like, yeah, great comparable. Absolutely.
But they're both from Montreal.
Yeah, it'd be like the Nordique versus the Canadians if we're being really picky.
Oh, yeah, shit.
But you get it. The
Shout out to all
long-standing
the Avs
rivalry.
fans. Little did you know, you got Canada to thank.
Yeah. Blame Canada.
Right, blame Canada.
Go Panthers. Random. I'll never vote
Didn't
against
make the playoffs.
Yeah, get your predictions in, folks. If you haven't made a prediction on Moose and Joe, why not? And Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah. Moose won.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
New digital champion?
Yeah, so Moose wins it on a spear, kind of out of nowhere, honestly.
Lions got screwed. Like, oh, I thought you meant Nikita. Like, that's none of our business.
Yeah, well, the Packer. Well, did the Packers?
Oh, wait, now we're on the Packers. This is getting
the
worse.
Packers and the Lions both did make it, and still, I got Bills all the way, and I guess, I know we have a little bit of a 49ers constituent, but I'm a Seahawks fan, so.
We're doing the Royal Rumble spot here in the ladies' match between Liv and Raquel. Unnecessary. You would never do that. Oh, hey! Speaking of Canadians, a guy from up the road.
Santino. The Cobra is here. Santino Marella.
Yeah.
He's here as the DOA. He's going to investigate. I'm going to keep doing Santino till he's not on screen. He's
Santino
one of,
versus Moose, or does he have a friend?
I don't know. I'm fully fine with if Santino leaves digital champion, because I was a fan of Santino, and I know as much as I'm one of those people of like, miss me with the stupid, gimmicky, cheesy, comical shit. But the man turned Sacco and just got it over again.
Right?
And of course, because we're in Rumble season,
though,
they have to point out that, well, Raquel would have been eliminated if this was the Royal Rumble, because we've never watched the Royal Rumble ever.
Like, we've watched Liv have 15 matches. Not once has she tried to throw someone over the top rope in that manner, and tried twice tonight. Like, get out of there. Like, why? We practice, KJ. You want to talk about practice?
We talking about practice? Practice? Nick, you know better not than to root for the Seahawks. No, I've been a Seahawks fan since, Legion of Boom and Beast Mode. I got a Seahawks flag, but anyways, that's blasphemy. Bills, Niners, Super Bowl. We win in 45-28 Niner game. No.
Wait a minute.
What?
Yo, someone watching Impact right now.
Explain to me why we restarted the match.
Is Santino the new Scott D'Amore?
Well, we did have Scott D'Amore get put through a table.
Well, that's what they were talking about. They thought that maybe whoever helped bully Ray was going to be the new GM. But is it Santino?
He's the anonymous GM.
Oh, Joe's got him up.
Wow.
But what happened that caused
I don't have the audio going, so I missed what set that up. But so Joe then turns around and retains
Yeah, there you go. And new again champion.
Yeah, as we've got Liv setting up a table. Just
Director of Authority. Santino Marella is the Director of Authority in Impact. He calls for a restart to the match. And Joe Hendry, we all believe in you, buddy, because he picks up the W and retains the Digital Media Championship.
What?
DOA. Yeah, that's what just happened on that show. There hasn't been a lack of moments yet, Nick.
No, but that's just as I get that as Liv goes for a crossbody splash and Raquel says not today. And
holy shit! Raquel just dusted the former women's champion,
and she does the awkward Rhea pin. So I still think that's going to be your final two in the Rumble is Raquel versus Rhea.
Not a bad show. I don't mind that, but she pancaked her.
Just swatted her as she's going for crossbody. I'm like, no.
But how do you feel about the former women's champion just lickety split, smack dab in the middle?
But did she fly too close to the sun there like Icarus when she became women's champion and everything? Because the fans instantly turned on her of just the second she won that title was boo, boo earns, boo.
Yeah.
So maybe that this is about Liv's cap right now.
Maybe.
Of you're in the main event scene, but you're always the bridesmaid, never the bride, unfortunately.
Right. I got the Dolphins. Yes,
Boo
Raquel.
earns.
I don't even know if we made predictions. Kenny King's back.
Yes, he showed up in the X Division match that was.
Oh, okay. They just gave us a replay of that.
That's what they were showing on the replay of Twitter. A man on AARP hit a better tope than Top Dollar, but that's neither here nor there. But we're getting a replay of Charlotte retaining last week, and Charlotte's gotten over like Rover since she's come back. A woman that we thought was going to be always a heel.
It won't last long. It generally doesn't last long.
I think she could be a solid babyface. Go back to that one real quick.
Oh.
Philadelphia versus Buffalo Bills. The Bills win Super Bowl is my prediction, though I'm rooting for the Vikings. Oof. Sorry about your luck.
Wait, what?
I'm a fan of Kirk Cousins. Think he's underrated and needs to prove himself. No, I think he's more overrated. Justin Jefferson's bailed that man out. So is Delvin Cook. But I'm not a bad shout with Eagles versus Bills. But that's anti-wrestling talk.
So another blue ball. Bring out the table and no one goes through it. I'm okay with that one. What do you think of the Bray segment tonight? Giving us a lot of old Bray vibes. He's a little angrier.
Bray vibes, but again, it all leads to nothing.
That's what it is. We're calling it the blue ball segment of the week.
Well, no, like I said, and I quoted, Blades of Glory and everything of no one knows what it means, but it's provocative and it gets the people going. Yeah. It amounted to nothing. But we get an advertisement for a. Sorry.
No. What? KO Sammy's coming up next, I think is what you were going to say.
No, I was actually saying how we're getting an advertisement for Kenny King versus Mike Bailey in a pit fight match getting advertised for Impact.
There you go.
As we're getting a number one contenders match coming up with Deonna Purrazzo, Masha Slamovich, Taylor Wilde, and Killer Kelly.
I'm taking Taylor.
Give us your predictions for that and give us your predictions for KO versus Sammy.
I'm taking Taylor.
That's got to be main event, so they're giving that a half hour? Okay.
No, I think there's I thought there was another match.
For SmackDown? I don't think so.
You would assume that Sammy and KO would be the main event. So, yeah.
Maybe so what would be the other match?
I don't know. I thought there was something else. But, man, I'm watching two shows right now. I'm expecting Mickie James to show up on SmackDown.
Well, I've got Deonna Purrazzo coming out to the ring right now. And so
another rumor
lose and she joins Chelsea Green in WWE, who's allegedly been signed to WWE for a hot minute now.
Weeks. No, Deonna Purrazzo, I mean, we've seen comments, even in social media, or, saying to Chelsea via social media, is, can I come home too? Like that kind of thing. Like and I think a lot of people are playing it up as they should, but it's possible. Deonna's awesome. She'd be a huge grab for any company.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. But I think even as a company that needs, it's amazing how 2022 made WWE undervalue and bury their women's division, and no one noticed it until it was like 2023. But
we've had nothing but women's division for a bulk of tonight.
I like this from Simon. I was saying Boo earns.
Yeah, right.
Someone got it, but
I was saying Boo earns.
I think
another Canadian
that needs tag titles or tag title challengers of BXD of Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo versus, say, Shayna and Ronda for the tag titles. Tell me that's not a bad match.
Not terrible. And I mean, I do kind of like the idea of Shayna and Ronda going after the tag titles. Give them something to do. See if they can bring some validity to that division. At least their name value to that division. It's not a terrible idea. Pardon me.
Right.
Moose is on his way out of Impact. That would be insane And to me, Moose does not fit in AEW.
WWE. I just want to be in WWE and just be able to go, Moose!
Imagine Moose versus Roman. Like a legitimate badass who walks in the ring and says, I'm going to take your title. And
I
everyone's
still
like,
want Moose versus Keith Lee.
Moose Keith Lee, Moose Bobby Lashley probably rock it out.
Oh, Moose versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I mean, if Brock's into it, if they could find
Beefy
the right
boys
angle,
flapping meat.
huge.
Right.
But now we're starting to look at it's kind of the cycle of life in wrestling where as the competition picks up, Impact's always the one that suffers. It used to be Impact and Ring of Honor, but Ring of Honor has been completely dissolved thanks to the war that was.
Yeah. What am I so behind on? Am I not from the future, I guess, Lauren? I don't know what I'm behind on.
Maybe on the on your SmackDown stream.
Oh, for
you are quite a bit
out loud. What happens. Deal with it.
Right. So here's a dream dynamic duo. Yeah, KJ and Nick. Thank you. Oh, there's more. For those who like soccer, Messi about to join Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, you had to go there.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. We really got down to this point of just fuck it. I mean, it's just stupid money. And I don't know. It takes all the fun out of the game. It really does. That's just my boo-hooey part about it. Right? It's why the WWE could be bought by Saudi Arabia, because they can buy whatever the fuck they want. Oh, we got a backstage problem.
So I'll spin this into a positive and just take it how you mentioned about a dynamic duo and everything, and I'll do another intro for us and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrasslin for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube Tag Team Champions of the World, Mr. Every Night KJ White. I am Big Nate. How you doing? And I've got Charlotte Flair and the fucking pinkiest of all get-ups here of Britney Spears wants her outfit back.
Yeah, she's looking like a Pepto-Bismol licorice.
Right. Don't you know that I'm toxic? Going at Sonya Deville backstage as I've got right
and
now.
Sonya Deville getting the fucking all-E treatment.
Oh, just jumped over the equipment cards there.
Yeah, and we're still at war. There we go. Okay, so it's been a very lady-focused night.
Little bit.
And I'm not saying that in a negative. I'm just making an observation. We've had a lot of ladies' presence, which is often a good thing. I mean, I do like the fact that, you're building them into angles. But I guess this is Charlotte's first big rival is going to be, I keep calling her Shayna, but it's Sonya.
Well, if I'm I've got...
Speaking of ladies.
Baseball slide from Deanna. But if I'm putting on my tinfoil hat, how fitting is it that go ahead.
Sorry, that looked like Tope broken Neko.
Tope, holy shit-o.
Oh, Deanna off the middle rope onto the floor. All the ladies are down. Killer Kelly threw out Tope. Oh, now Mash is going up. Everyone taking a turn, Nick.
Absolutely. As well, I'm on SmackDown getting another hype up video for Adrenaline in My Soul. Mm-hmm. Something, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
But,
so, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if I'm putting them on my tinfoil hat as much as I can and everything, if I have rumors about Saudi buying us out and everything, and how obviously we know how they are when it comes to women's wrestling.
You load up the Friday.
So if I put all of my women on all of the TV, so then clearly I'm not going that way.
And that's kind of what I was talking about before, about like with Messi and, just like loading up the way you do. But I mean, I think that's where, as a fan, we are the ones that lose out when you start having to play the political game with your product, right? Right. It's like when you show up to one of those movies that you think is going to be a comedy or, a nice good flick, and it ends up just being all just like fucking message, and you're like, oh, stop it! I came here to get away from all that shit. But that's where
not what I'm here for.
Right? Just fucking entertain me. Let's go. Now they're showing this package again from Cody, and earlier tonight, before the show's kicked off, we joke about the weekly Canadian wrestling show we get here, where it just recaps kind of the week in wrestling. And they gave us what I feel is a slightly extended version of what we're seeing right now, And it really is the, hello, my friend, we meet again. Like,
Right.
it really is that montage of like, the hero is returning.
Oh,
It-
absolutely. I was trying to remember the full Creed song in my head of,
Break out into fucking wrestling for life karaoke, folks.
my sacrifice. When
man.
you are with me, I'm free.
When I was
But
a
no,
very
it
young
was
chap,
still a hell of a match. And I know you were a
it
purple
was a great match.
naysayer, but it was a fantastic match. As I've got Deanna and Masha right now. Big boot from Deanna, but
the only thing I thought at the time was that the bruising was a bit make-upped and he wasn't that hurt. It turns out I was completely fucking wrong, but that's kind of how it goes sometimes.
Note to self: don't go to Dr. KJ.
I will not diagnose you correctly, and the answer will be vitamins.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
But no, I feel like this is setting this up so much of he's gonna get. I feel like we might have gotten it before, but we're at least gonna get the Cena type return of him at the Rumble, to where you had that moment like when Cena showed up at MSG, and even Hunter and everybody just stops and just stares at the entrance ramp as he's coming out.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit.
Cody.
Well, and I have a feeling like if you're watching the Rumble, and if they don't start 1-2, which a lot of people have rumored about Seth and Cody 1-2, but if Cody is waiting till later in the Rumble, you'll definitely have that spot where Seth is kind of in that Triple H position of like the guy in the middle of the ring, and the music hits, and there's Seth like, fuck.
My God damn it. As Masha right now holding court on Impact, sorry.
Not a bad match as far as by the way, if you haven't made a prediction, this is for the number one contendership to Jordan Grace's title. And
or
part
Mickey
of me
James title, if she wins.
Or Mickey James, but I guess I've already given away my pick. To me, I would have switched this match with the X Division match if I was booking.
Fair enough.
Sorry, ladies.
We're getting a to be continued as we're showing Cody setting up to train. So we're going to get a whole Cody's path back to the ring. So when he shows up, it's going to be a holy shit.
The only thing missing to these vignettes is literally the fucking Creed. Let's go.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. As I'm getting Sammy Uso coming out to the ring right now.
A little more reserved than we usually see him.
Well,
he throws his arms in the air.
Shut up time here. Master strategist, self-proclaimed. Honorary Oos. Likes to get oosy in quotes.
And look, if you look at the clock, there is a substantial amount of time. Now, there is definitely a high possibility. If we were the weatherman trying to predict shit going wrong in wrestling, this would be, a red zone, because I really do think with this much time on the clock, we're going to get we're going to go out of this show with a whole lot of chaos.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I think this is a match that's going to, show out. This is, when has KO versus Sammy ever been a bad match?
I don't know.
Exactly.
KO. What's up, Cliff?
Shout out, Cliff. I hope you're feeling good, my dude. Shout out, CJ. Absolutely.
I'm torn on this one, Nick. I really am torn about who's going to take a W here.
You're going to get pick against yourself here?
I don't think I can.
Insider trading there, so I mean, maybe.
I don't think I can. I think I'll stick solid with KO. I can't really go against my guy, but man, this is a tough one. This is a coin flip, depending on how you want the angle to work.
Fine, then I will take Sammy Uso. My pick to win the Royal Rumble. My pick to potentially leave WrestleMania 39 as a world champion.
Sonya Charlotte Flair at Rumble. I guess that'd be all right. I don't love the idea, but if it's just filler and the likelihood of whoever comes out of the Women's Royal Rumble goes after Charlotte, maybe then.
Oh, Gianna right now and
salt to the earth.
Kelly.
Oh, wait.
Why would you?
Wait, how the fuck does that make sense? She kicked her in the face. That's not a good thing.
Right. Why would you try and help her tap? Like, here, let me take your hand. Smack, smack, smack. Get you the fuck out of here. Double submissions
we're
right
gonna get
now.
a double
As
tap
Taylor
out.
Wilde and Killer Kelly have Deonna Purrazzo and Masha Slamovich, the two odds-on favorites in this match, in submissions.
Oh,
small packet driver onto the submission.
Wow,
close to it, I should say.
Wow, she's getting a
Slamovich with a 3
match.
count.
Oh, with Masha winning this, man, I think she's your next champion. I think it's getting close. Masha's already had a shot at it. Ooh, big win for Masha.
Well, Deonna, now I retract my previous statement, but Deonna, you think might be on her way out. Taylor Wilde and Killer Kelly, you didn't think were gonna win this and be instantly thrown into a title picture. So Slamovich is kind of the odds-on favorite, I feel, at that point.
Yeah,
you get her versus Jordynne Grace again, because I think, spoiler alert, I don't think we're getting her versus Mickey.
No, but I think what just threw me off was that Masha took a loss recently to who did I pick to win? Son of a bitch.
The world may never know.
Right, who cares? It's not that important.
Let us know in the comments after the video.
Right, but she recently took that loss, so I didn't think she was going to come back and take this win. So big win for Masha. Now it does open that door that you surmised about, Nick, where it's like, ooh, what does this mean for Deonna? Speaking of Deonna, we got Macklin.
I was going to say, well, we've still got 3 matches left for Hard to Kill. We've got Macklin versus Rich Swann in a Falls Count Anywhere match. We've got Jonathan Gresham versus Eddie Edwards, and we've got Jordynne Grace versus Mickie James, career versus title.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting we're getting Kevin Steen versus El Generico on SmackDown.
Right, here we go, folks. So get your predictions in right now. Steve Macklin. Oh, we're getting back from commercial. Steve Macklin, Rich Swann, like Nick said, Falls Count Anywhere. Pick your winner. I got Macklin. He's been a killer this over the last year here. Outstanding. He was one of the breakouts of 2022. And now we're coming back from commercial and SmackDown. Nick, who do you got in the match?
I will agree with you on this one and say Macklin, because he's absolutely been a huge breakout star ever since he left WWE and went to Impact. I just saw that. Well, next week we're getting a undisputed WWE Universal Championship contract signing between Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. So fair enough to say that chaos is going to happen there. And then in 2 weeks, we're getting Rey Mysterio versus Karrion Kross, and we're getting first round of the Tag Title Contenders Tournament between Drew and Sheamus versus the Viking Raiders next week as well.
Okay, so Drew and Sheamus are going to win that one. And by the way, Raven just appeared at rings.
Johnny Polo's on commentary.
Johnny Polo, nice.
I was going to say, if you know that reference, make sure you take your vitamins before you go to bed tonight.
Right.
Because you're going to need them when you wake up.
You got to pop out of me on the Polo reference.
Well, that's the thing. But so we've got Kevin Steen coming out right now to the ring.
Mm-hmm. Man, that was he was in one of the first ever WCW matches I ever saw, like way back. Like when I was first kind of as a kid getting into it, he had like some preliminary match, and it was against Pillman, I believe. And an outstanding match. But he was young and blonde and hadn't figured out the Raven thing at all. It was completely different. So,
see, I didn't know of Johnny Polo until going back and watching and everything, and then putting 2 and 2 together. I grew up with Raven and ECW.
Yeah.
That's why when he went to WCW, even though, the flock was a flop,
I don't think it was totally a flop. Fantastic. I was so into it. I hate thinking of it as a flop.
It was a flop. It wasn't a flop then, but it is.
Okay,
when you look back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Macklin and Rich Swann are outside in the garbage area.
People thrown into dumpsters.
Yeah, there we go. And KO reaching out his hand for Sami's handshake. Folks, let Nick know, what do you think is going to transpire in this match here tonight? Sami, KO, and again, we got Macklin, Rich Swann, and Macklin's in the garbage.
Macklin in the dumpster as we're getting Sami kicking KO's hand away and saying, "Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Right? So we got some KO.
Ooh.
See, I like when like two guys that like are long-standing, have a long-standing history and a real familiarity with each other, because then you get really good potatoes and stuff because you know the other guy will forgive you.
Well, longer story when it comes to WWE. Rock Austin, KO Sammy.
I mean, at this point in history, I believe Rock Austin was longer standing and spread out. I think give it time. I think this could definitely have another good amount of years on this rivalry, this brotherhood between these two guys. We talked about they could become tag team champions for a while, then break up again. Like I think it could be one of the more long lasting.
It's one of the stories of we were just destined to always fight each other, as we've got Macklin and Swan going out into the street. So if you didn't know this was already pre-recorded, you do now. Springboard or handstand cutter out onto the concrete from Rich Swan onto Macklin.
So many women featured on this episode in Sami and KO in the main event. This is there you go. Hey, true story. Nick, you touched on that, but and then you throw in the little cherry on top of we'll show you Saudi.
Of the two guys that were F you, Saudi.
Right.
This is a statement without making a statement.
It's kind of interesting that you say that, though, because literally a very large contingent of women were booked tonight. A lot was focused around the women's division. And again, we cap it off with these two, which, I mean, in all fairness, this was kind of, I don't know. It's a funny
folks, when you hear this in an hour or so tweeted out from such and such news source or such and such other platform and everything, absolutely where you heard it here first, and just it became monkey see, monkey do. As I've got a brainbuster from Sammy onto KO onto the apron
and commercial.
We got to commercial as now we've got guardrail spear into the guardrails on the outside, but from Macklin on to Rich Swan. So
that didn't look comfortable at all.
All we're missing with this right now is the Gulf of Mexico, and this is Big Boss Man and Al Snow fighting.
Oh, fuck. No, I'm just... Okay. Do they make it into the ring area at any point?
It does. It's false.
Because it looks very...
It have to make it into the ring.
No, absolutely not. I'm just wondering.
No. Like I said, this is probably all pre-recorded. This is
100%.
This now.
I was just thinking that when it was we got glitchy on me. I'm like, it's...
We're going to get like the purple light from the Undertaker. We're going to get the Druids to show up. We're going to get fucking the swamp. It's going to be all sorts of cinematic bullshit.
Rich Swann is a guy that I really felt like deserved better with the WWE. I really like Rich Swann. I like what he brings to the table. And I think they just underutilize, he's part of those mass cuts that Vince went through. But an outstanding talent. Former Impact champion.
Could figure out a cruiserweight or a light heavyweight title. It would have him, Tony Nese, Buddy Murphy, a bunch of guys would have been perfect there.
No, I don't disagree with that. And again, I mean, guys like Rich going after like a U.S. title and such works at times. But I mean, Rich is a talented guy. And Macklin, I mean, dude went and found himself.
Oh, absolutely. Well, speaking of, the Vince McMahon, and I've seen people kicking around the McMahon interview on McAfee and everything.
Hey!
Whoa, we finally made it to ringside. But
now, if you were wondering if that was a pre-taped portion, based on how that all went, yes.
That transition. Now we spilled out.
They look like they fell out of the fucking sky.
The parking garage is connected directly to ringside. For anyone trying to drop a map of the arena that they're in right now. But I think Macklin's a perfect example of like what guys have said, or Vince has said with guys of, I just let them go and they either fucking figure it out or they don't. And then we bring them back and make them a star.
I mean, and what a fail-safe approach to developing talent of like, well, if I think they suck, I cut them. If they figure it out and come back, you're welcome. And if you never figure it out, I told you so.
Yeah, if they can't get over, it's not on me, it's on them. But if they do go and get over, it's because they were in our system. And then we'll welcome them back with open arms.
KJ, with most of her big moments happening in WWE, do you think? Yeah, I think Mickie James is a high possibility for Rumble. Nick, I know you've been a big fan of the concept of her being joined by her husband.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
Nick
possible.
Aldis and Mickie James for Royal Rumble 2023. Book it, Dano.
And I mean, if she was in the 2022 Royal Rumble and this happens to be her last
Oh,
match tonight, I think barring the fact of her being like,
tail
no, thank
spot
you,
from
she'll be
Macklin
there.
for a 2 count.
Even
Sammy
if
with
it's
a
her last
diving elbow.
appearance.
Sorry?
Even if it's her last appearance, Nick.
Oh, absolutely. If that's a send off, what have you.
But you were saying about Sammy.
Right. Well, right now he was just clawing at KO's eyes to break up. Sammy just feeding him knuckle sandwiches.
Stomping on his face. Just rubbing the soles of his.
Sorry.
No, just rubbing the soles of his boots all over his face and now throwing some kicks. Oh, shit. Another cutter. Holy fuck. Stay tuned, folks. We're watching 2 shows right now. Steve Macklin kicks out on the floor to Rich, and Sammy in control of KO.
Absolutely. 2 fantastic matches going on right now. And both matches that you can't call firmly either way.
No, you really can't. I mean, it's been really quite interesting, Nick, that it's truly been a back and forth battle.
Macklin pretending to use the cables to choke him out there of just you just got to loop it over and around.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of simple. It's one cable just over and around.
Oh, so simple.
Right. Also simple, but oh so fucked up. As right now, Rich Swann just firing off shots as Sammy's got KO. Looks like he's setting up for a superplex.
Oh, going up.
Oh.
Frog splash. The Canadian ribbit.
Bullfrog splash.
The bullfrog splash.
One, two count.
Another two.
We still got 15 minutes allegedly on the clock when it comes to SmackDown. As right now I've got Macklin and Rich Swann both outside.
I like violence. All right. Raven likes violence, if anybody was wondering.
Well,
duh.
No shit, Sherlock.
Right.
Super kick as Macklin even falls off the entrance ramp and even takes out a couple lights with him. And a splash right off the walkway into now I've got a blue thunderbomb from Sammy on a KO for a 2 count. 2 count from Swann off a splash off the ramp. Action is hot and heavy, folks.
It's both directions. We got a
fall in chaos, and you don't know which match I'm talking about.
What match are you talking about?
Why?
What? What are you saying?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Hockey fight.
Is that just like a Canadian hello?
Yeah, we just walk up and start swinging.
Hi, how you doing? How you doing?
Us Canadians are very peaceful. We just don't take no shit.
Ooh,
and we're okay. We understand. Hard scrap, and then you just move on. What's that?
I said very peaceful until it comes to fucking skates.
Yes, don't fuck with our puck.
Get the puck out.
Right? Ooh. But yes, right now, Rich Swann is in control of Macklin at the outside of the ring, trying to get the crowd into it. A brawl before we get the last couple matches coming up here.
Oh.
Wow.
Macklin just caught him into a power bomb on the outside as we're in another commercial break on SmackDown for a 2 count from Macklin.
What do you think of Impact's announce team? Because I kind of like what they're doing.
Oh, I've very much been a fan of it. In English, I think just even in the ring outside of being on commentary, I think was very talented. Could have still fit with the company even after Miro left and all of that. and then it's Justin Roberts, or am I blanking on the name?
Matt Renault.
No, I know him.
Oh, Todd. What I want to say.
You almost said Todd Pettengill.
I almost did too.
It's in your house.
Yeah, no, it's fuck. We just
Todd Phillips. There we go. We got there. We got there the fucking end. Todd, Justin. Yeah. No, Todd Phillips. No, I think it works a lot better, and it's a lot more. It's straight laced than you've got AEW, to where you've got Excalibur with half a mask on and pretending like he's still a pro wrestler, and then you've got.
Was he a pro wrestler?
Mm-hmm.
I never knew he wrestled. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3.
Macklin with a 3 count in Gorilla.
In Gorilla, no Vince to be found.
Well, it's Impact, so no Scott D'Amore to be found. But yeah, you don't have any Kevin Patrick of who just sounds like he's falling asleep at commentary.
I can't get over it, man. And I can't did you ever have those things of like other people see this, right? Like his boss. I mean, if I was that bad at my job, my day job, people would come in and be like,
he's just literally sleepwalking through every show. He doesn't realize that, this is actually happening. It's just a very lucid dream.
I feel bad because I feel like he is trying, but he's just not an excitable guy. Like it's just the way it is. Like
he's Mike Adamle, and it's fine.
Yeah, he just doesn't have that. He doesn't emote like that. Like if the house was on fire, he would talk exactly how he talks on Raw. Like, oh bloody hell! Like everybody.
He's a good interviewer. He's a terrible commentator.
That might be a good way to put it. But that's also the same case for Byron. He sucks on commentary.
No, Byron's so good because you don't know that he's there.
He doesn't say anything.
You could replace Byron with a fucking soundboard, and you wouldn't know the difference until they cut to the table.
What is happening right now?
I'm getting a replay on Impact, and I'm getting a video package on WWE for the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. Pause.
True story.
You mean you ran? Well, it is truly a Vince-run company. If you ran that through and no one said a goddamn thing of it's Raw is XXX.
I mean, screw
Cue
it, man.
The drum beat and the fucking orange and black, logoing.
Stop handling everybody with kid gloves. Fucking just let it go. Let's fucking do it.
Swanton. Oh, Sammy got the knees up for a 2 count. And I'm getting a video package right now for Eddie Edwards. So we're getting Eddie Edwards versus Jonathan Gresham.
Yes. And now Jonathan Gresham obviously joined Impact. He took a little bit of time off after not enjoying his time with Tony Khan.
You see where I am on the PWI?
That's still amazing.
Yes. Allegedly.
Still amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I got KO and Sammy going to the top.
Sammy's setting up for a superplex. KO fighting out. So, ooh. This is going to still be interesting however this plays out. Oh.
There's got to be some type of caveat. Both men down off the superplex.
Sammy took all of that. So give us your predictions, folks, for Jonathan Gresham versus Eddie Edwards. Let us know who you're taking for that. And if you haven't, for some reason, give us a prediction yet for KO versus Sammy. Let us know. And why is it? Yeah. And it's not KJ, it's KO.
Right. Here comes Eddie Edwards.
Who you got? Eddie or who you got?
This is an interesting matchup, Nick. It really is. So I think I'll go Eddie.
All right. I'll take Gresham.
Yeah, all right. I mean, Gresham's good. He's a great technical wrestler. He just is what he is. I mean, should be a hell of a match. It really should.
If Ring of Honor was really going to be a thing that Tony keeps talking like it's going to be, then Gresham's the perfect guy for it.
Oh, come on now.
Sammy's setting up for a Haluma kick.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Not tonight. We have trouble.
The Usos show up and are stomping out KO. Now, see, though, this is when Sammy's going to get disappointed. Oh, we've even got Solo. But so this is when Sammy's going to get disappointed of, I had it on my own, guys. I had it.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I didn't need this. And now his old best friend is getting, it's forcing him to kind of look at it and go.
Something is happening on KO right now.
Mm-hmm.
To quote Jim Ross. I still just like Jonathan Gresham's whole entrance, everything.
I do too. Don't get me wrong.
It's fantastic.
I like the gimmick, not the gimmick. I hate calling it that, but that's what it is. I mean, I like who he is. I like how he presents himself, and yeah, coming out with the whole Kraken vibe. It's cool. It's different. It's a way to make him, present bigger than he is, and it's not bad. And he's not.
It amplifies him being a technical guy. Once he gets a hold of you, he just fucking, is going to tear you apart. Oh, KO fighting back now Solo hit the Samoan spike and then a super kick. As we've got KO sit up at the table and Sammy's stop, don't do it, no.
Yeah. He sent me to take care of business. There's dissension. We said it before, the word of the day. Dissension.
We sorry, dog. And they still
hesitant,
which he's still half-hearted. Fine.
Crowd booing. They're not happy. Man, that's gonna bring pretty much an end to this show.
That's
Solo's up top. Well,
I was going to say, I've got KO right now laid out on the announce table, and you said Solo's up top. Off the barricade. Rolling splash sends KO through the table.
And pancaked, my friend.
Solo, they've just made him Umaga meets Samoa Joe.
That's actually fucking awesome. Like, it really is. Like, definitely, the incarnation of or reincarnation of Umaga, and I like that the little spice of Samoa Joe. He's a scary athlete. He really is.
He's one of those that they built him up enough that even though he hasn't been on the main roster for a long time, pretty much if he shows up, somebody going to get hurt real bad.
Right. But that being said, now we're getting a replay. Now I do have Eddie Edwards and Jonathan Gresham in the ring. We're about to kick that off. If you want to make a prediction, do keep in mind, folks, at the top of the hour, we are flipping over to our Rampage coverage. As well, we will stay with Hard to Kill to the very end. We're on I believe the second last match of the night there. So do not miss out. Do not go anywhere. The Bloodline standing over KO. As this bad boy comes to an end, we are going to do a quick image flip, and we will be back. Do not go anywhere. Get your ratings for SmackDown in and your predictions for Gresham and Eddie. Let's go! Ding, ding, ding. We are live. We're back at it, and we are rolling, folks. We didn't really go too far, but as you can see, a quick flip. As we are transitioning to Rampage, it is coming up now, and we're still following Hard to Kill. So do not go anywhere. We got more to come, more to talk about. Lots going on. SmackDown's over. Get your ratings out of 10 in. Let us know how you felt about SmackDown tonight. Interesting show. I don't know how I feel about the ending, but I mean, I get why it all happened, and it had to kind of happen this way.
It was an interesting show, little flat. I feel like I may have touched on something of why the show was the way the show was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not the best SmackDown. I would even say so far that we're still early in 2023. I would still say not the best SmackDown of 2023.
No, very much so. So, yeah, not the best SmackDown of 2023. Not bad. A bit of a, now they got to start moving the chains and getting us to Rumble, right? So you saw some of
Right.
those kind of move along. I mean, some surprises. Gunther beats Braun clean. I don't know how you feel about that. I'm a little surprised that it happened that way.
It's interesting. Well, you did still have Imperium get involved, all of that. So I still
Yeah,
could see how people
open
were
that
saying
door.
that could be set up for the Rumble. So I could still see that. So
Put him in a cage. Let's go. It'll be good. We're getting a through the cage spot on that one.
yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. 7 out of 10 from Chris. Worst SmackDown of the year.
Well, that's only 13 days in. So again, a little rush to judgment there, I feel.
Yeah, I mean it's early, but I mean, yeah, that would be kind of one of the weaker ones we've had so far. Overall, yeah, I mean it didn't jump. I mean, some people pretty consistent. 7, 8, 7, 8.5, 8.5, 7. So I mean that's not a bad night, right? If
Well,
you're
we're
bad,
still getting a fight forever, all of that.
okay.
Um, well, even SmackDown is over. Should I switch to hard to kill? I
Yes,
probably would over Rampage if I'm going to be honest. Um,
yes,
but with that being said, but so still 7, 8, 7. Juicy, and I saw this coming.
yeah. I mean,
JS,
we
we are
all
a
kind of
spoiler free zone. But so, what do you give SmackDown as we're kicking off Rampage with Juice Robinson versus Darby Allin for the TNT title?
Yeah, and my distracted ass just scrambled to get those two gentlemen onto the overlay. So,
Man,
but yeah, folks, Juice, Darby going toe to toe. Darby's got to win this one. We haven't seen much out of Juice, and Darby just got that belt. It would be weird if Juice stole it, but never say never in a Tony Khan world.
fair enough. But I will say, shout out, I guess, Darby's makeup artist because I know that man damn sure doesn't do that himself. Um, but so rating for SmackDown.
Rating for SmackDown, which I think is what you might have asked me, and I completely
Yes,
went.
initially.
I think so, and I heard prediction in my head, so go
Mm-hmm.
figure. Rating for SmackDown. 6.5.
Fair
No,
enough.
I'll go 7. I'm being petty. Let's go 7.
No, I was right about there to go there with you. If even once you said 6.5, I was like, oh, I'd still go a 7. Wasn't
Yeah,
a bad show, wasn't a great show.
but there was great moments. Like I really did enjoy the Sammy match and the KO match. I think I'll one of those matches that I'll purposely watch later because we kind of talk through most things here.
Well, it was still one of those matches of I feel like it's set up for the potential of another match between them that's going to deliver even more. It wasn't like I
Hmm.
said before of when do you ever have a bad Sammy KO match,
Yeah,
but it wasn't top of the notch,
yeah.
7 stars in
Hmm.
the Tokyo Dome that they could do.
And it shouldn't be under the circumstances, being, and I agree with you on that completely. And it does open the door of, you need, when you're not going to get that big finish, it kind of builds to nowhere and then it gets stopped. So, yeah, I think following a match right to its, finality will definitely put it over the top. And it's never a bad time when you get Sammy and KO going toe to toe. So, yeah, I'm all for it. And yeah, I think a 7. There was enough on there I didn't like, where I could go a little bit lower, but yeah, I mean, why not? It was a decent night on SmackDown. Not my favorite SmackDown of the year, as people have pointed out.
Right. Yeah. It set up the finish set up more for an angle than it did. So any sort of
Yeah.
actual finish to a match.
Hmm.
As Darby right now with a chin lock on
Hmm.
Juice and Eddie right now in control of Jonathan
Hmm.
Gresham.
Well, and like you know what, and I got no problem with a very angle heavy show 2 weeks away from a major pay per view. I don't. I think
Fair
maybe
enough.
not enough of the story. Like I still feel like there's a lot of like, all right, what else is happening? What else is going to go? Like, you know. what's Charlotte gonna do? You know, where are we going with everything else? Like, I know we're gonna get it looks like Sonya, but I don't know. It's interesting.
Well, you did have the backstage brawl there and everything. Of it is still 2 weeks out, and I do think some of the stories, like Roman, or at least the KO Sammy stuff, is not going to be fully resolved after the Rumble. I still said that could play out all the way till WrestleMania 40. So,
and I still think there's a possibility that this drags to the point where at some point Sammy and KO have to kind of end up working together. That's the vibe they're getting. Yo, what the fuck am I getting? Sorry,
I don't know. But I've got Juice throwing Darby into the ring steps right now as I've got a suplex from Edwards for a 2 count.
Boom, 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 boom. Yep, and I'm having that's what you got there. I got Eddie Edwards in control of Gresham as well. I mean, Eddie's a stalwart of this company, so this is a great match for Gresham. And it's too bad. Listen, I mean, it's tough, but when you see it, like Gresham is so small. Tough guy, great technical guy.
He's Daniel Bryan. He's just Daniel Bryan without that the mic. That's the problem I feel. But and did you see Eddie Edwards talking about how he wants to open the forbidden door between Impact and Noah?
Interesting. Okay.
Well, if you can't get New Japan, go for Noah.
Right? Why not?
Go for Noah or broke.
That almost feels fitting.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, I still wouldn't be surprised if, as Eddie's just now we're getting a slap fest, your favorite spot. As I've got
this is a good one though. I like this one. It's the shitty forearms that really fucking rub me the wrong way.
They're just
they're just like they look so bad because you need some type of reaction off a big forearm, because if you've ever taken a forearm in the face, it doesn't feel good. And just the no selling on this forearm battle bothers me. Those two men slapping each other straight out, I'm all for that.
Fair enough. But if we didn't have the Vince thing, I feel like we could have seen more of a deal between Impact and WWE. Besides just Mickey coming over or what have you. Maybe we saw, a couple of guys, get sent over to Impact or whatever. We've already had the Good Brothers work an extensive run over there. So what if they show up for one match over there? They've shown up in New Japan.
Yeah, like anything's possible, right? Like the door seems to be open, and there could definitely and I do think that's one of Triple H's strong suits. And a very big difference between him and Vince is the fact that he can, he seems to be better at building those relationships and opening the door and not being, the WWE as the island of relevancy, right?
Oh yeah, 100% of he's very much of, even under him, you had an acknowledgement to other promotions that these guys had been in, what have you. So Hunter's going to be one that, like we've talked about, he may not, go strictly after AEW, although I guess AEW may try and buy out WWE allegedly,
Get out of here.
or merge with them.
I don't want to hear that shit.
You'd have Hunter. All right, well, I'll just start working with everybody around you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen him do it before, so that's where it's not a surprise.
Right. As
what was that?
Oh, Darby with a tope to the outside.
Oh, that's what that was.
Oh. Goes for the springboard, drop into a clothesline from Juice.
Oh. We're just
crescent kick there from Juice. Shout out, I guess, Bull Buchanan.
Right. And Gresham locking up. Oh, shit. There we go. Good. Roll up.
2 count. Oh. Tornado facebuster from Gresham into a standing moonsault.
Wait, did you just transition to my show, you bastard?
I do all the things. What comes around is all
like, wait, what are we doing? I thought it was funny because we were both just calling it like the other one wasn't calling shit. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, Gresham. I'm like, wait.
What comes around is all around.
Well, then Juice Robinson gives a senton.
See, there we go.
There we go.
That's how you know we're live and we're covering 2 shows at the same time, folks.
I tell everybody.
Tag team back again.
Right? It's unfiltered, unscripted,
Our shit is
no
real,
bullshit.
our shit is raw, our shit is all authentic, and we're not cutting to the outro yet.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere. We are rolling through Rampage. Whatever you see us say, do. Listen, sometimes we're completely wrong. Sometimes we're amazingly right. But it is just our wrestling fan reaction to everything. And as I always say, it's the channel for fans by fans. Don't forget, tomorrow we have a very special interview with Julie Cutler, a lady that you've maybe seen on Fightful.com and in a whole lot of other places, a wrestling correspondent out there doing her hustle. And we're looking forward to having a Saturday afternoon special with Julie stopping by.
With all of the news and everything going on, we kind of just had to tap in and go right to the source of everything.
That's it. Get the real skinny on everything. But
because neither of us are skinny. Sorry, but
it's a true story.
I had to get to the real skinny.
The real skinny. But that's it, folks. We are rolling through. Rampage is on right now. Obviously, Juice Robinson just drilled Darby, and Eddie's in control of Gresham. I'm going to take a little pause and enjoy Nick.
Absolutely. But accusations with that whole thing, but absolutely, folks. Yes, we are alternative commentary for all things when it comes to pro wrestling. We're the wrestling buddies you can't get in real life. Absolutely. If you haven't done so already, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Still under a year old, doing this whole thing and already past 1K. Already got the field goal posts up, and we're still not even a Rumble and Mania season yet. But I've got right now Juice laying the chops to Darby on the top rope as I've got a big stomp after a springboard knee, and now a dive onto the outside from Gresham. And that's the thing is Gresham very much is a Bryan Danielson of that's a match that needs to happen. Of if Tony wouldn't have fucked up Gresham being a Ring of Honor, you could have had that main event, a super card of honor, what have you, of just shut up and take my money if you're getting Bryan Danielson versus Jonathan Gresham. And you actually build a little bit of a storyline to it as Juice gets a 2 count as on Christ, almost a jackhammer as Eddie's hitting high kicks to Gresham on the top turnbuckle. But I really feel with what Tony feels like he's trying to do or what he started to do, and then he backed away from with having the, run of Jericho honor, or Jericho of the ring, what have you, however you wanted to call it, am I almost getting a superplex on both screens at the same time? Oh, Darby switches it into a 1916. And oh my God, is Gresham about to do the same thing? Nope, he's reversed it into a reverse chokehold. Coffin drop from Darby for 1, 2, 3. And so Darby retains as the TNT champion. And Gresham just ate all of the shit on top of that turnbuckle and is instantly grabbing at his face. And we might have a broken nose, God knows what. But we literally almost had the same spots going at the same time on 2 different shows. And here comes Daddy Sting. But back to my original point of if with Claudio, Joe, etc. being involved in Ring of Honor, Athena, if you would have still been able to keep a guy like Gresham, and you keep a guy like you have a guy like Benito, and you have guys like the Briscoes. Tell me that isn't a viable fucking option to want to watch and tune into every week. Of that as even if it's a 1-hour show with a Ring of Honor, you'd rather tune into that than honestly Rampage. I feel as I've got Sting and Darby hung it out as we're getting another segment from the Book of Hobbs. As again, I've got a 2 count, both men down right now when it comes to Impact. Both Eddie Edwards and Jonathan Gresham both down. I hate the AEW announce team. Well, Jay West, that's what me and KJ and CJ and Cliff and everybody else that pops up here and everybody like that. That's what we're here for with the alternative commentary. So you can still just put the show on mute and everything. You'd still watch the action, everything like that. But we're just, like I said, we're like your wrestling buddies you got on the couch there and everything. Just, still adding that, Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby the Brain, that Jim Ross, good old JR, or good old JR and Jerry the King style commentary happening. So, or probably more Jim Ross and Paul Heyman. I feel like that's probably more fitting when it comes to me and KJ. Oh, big ass elbow from Jonathan Gresham. Oh, Eddie Edwards turns him inside out with a clothesline as I'm picture or in commercial break right now on Rampage as a 2 count on Impact. But again, if you haven't given us your rating so far for SmackDown, go ahead and give us that. If you want to give us an early prediction, an early rating for Impact, as that was a bullshit ass finish. We just randomly kind of get a roll up after I missed the move that set that up. So Eddie Edwards picks up the win on Jonathan Gresham. Of why? When that's the problem, and I hate to sound fully like, Cornette and everything right now, but you have matches that either don't build to a finish or they build to a finish and then they blow past it and then they have some other sort of bullshit that's the actual end of the match. Much like we talked about earlier with Josh Alexander and Bully Ray, you had Josh Alexander hit a dive off the top of a ladder through a table into the ring and gets a 2 count on Bully, but he has to win from a tap out on an ankle lock of right there. As we cut to black and we've got lightning. So what the hell is going on right now with Impact? But as what I feel like should have already been the finish a move or two or a minute or two ago in that match, PCO shows up right now. So we've got PCO coming back to go after Eddie Edwards, and he takes him out with a shovel. So I guess the Canadian Undertaker, I'll have to ask KJ about that when he gets back from his little sponsored cause here but good Lord, is this man doing the Triple H spit spot 18,000 times? But the Canadian Undertaker, the wrestling's Frankenstein, PCO, comes back to take out Eddie Edwards with a shovel and a choke slam. But so we had all of that match to set up for an angle. I feel bad because it's constantly felt like a misuse of talent when it comes to Jonathan Gresham. Of this man carried Ring of Honor when it literally almost pretty much wasn't a company for the longest time. And then now he's losing to Eddie Edwards on simple moves just to set up an angle and set up another feud between PCO and Eddie Edwards. As right now, I'm getting just a video package on AEW. But so let me know what you think. If you're excited to see PCO return, what you think. I think right now the only match we have left right now for Impact Hard to Kill is Jordan Grace versus Mickie James, career versus title. So let me know what you're taking for that match, as I've got Renee Paquette out right now on AEW. And I'm sorry, Mox, but goddamn, does your wife look good? How you doing? I'd have a beer with Renee. Not saying I'd do anything else. I'd have a beer with her. But I have the Acclaim coming out right now, and if you wanted to know, I guess, what they were going to say about, Vince and the boys, now is the time. Survive more scandals. Oh, Manchin and Biden and the hidden documents. I mean, fair is fair. I mean, God bless the American political system, I guess is the best I can say. We're all fucked. The end is nigh. But so we have the Acclaim right now, of course, out in Hollywood. So they've got the Acclaim looking like the Hollywood sign, and got, they're out in suit jackets, but we've still got Daddy Ass looking like he just, woke up to take his kids to soccer practice. Pierce, good day, mate. Honestly, Gresham is mad, but that's my opinion. Fair enough, Pierce. I still hold out. Like I said, I compare my wrestling comparison, or my best comparison I can make him to, is Bryan Danielson. Of that, to me, is a dream match that I feel should happen, could happen, needs to happen. But we've got Owens right now is cutting a promo. Are you guys saying Max Caster is lying to me when he says everyone loves the Acclaim? No, I'm not saying that at all. Trust me. KJ's sold me on the Acclaim. Why is Renee just walking backstage? Aren't you supposed to be the person conducting all of this? But no, I started off hating the Acclaim. I started off thinking that the whole Sesame, all of that was just, childish. It was worse than the New Age Outlaws, and now they've literally kind of become that. Let's see you scissor, pause. But that's literally what Bowens is saying right now. Tony Schiavone, let me see your scissor. But it started off childish, and now they've gotten over, like, oh, get out with me. To me, I was one on here of even saying that match that they had with Swerve and Glory, that they should have won the titles but didn't. That was their coronation there. Of that was their, they're the New Age Outlaws of AEW. Of Billy Gunn's managed to get 2 generations of people suspended from school. Ryan, Nick, who would win between the Acclaimed and the Usos? Usos easy. I mean, that's not even fair. That's putting a guppy into a Shark Tank. Oh, they're cementing their Hollywood star with the scissor. Oh, so now we get the Gun Club coming out. The Ass Boys, pause, who have already given FTR a funeral, as they've been given time off of TV for months. But so now we've got the spoiled, Paul brothers of professional wrestling, of the Gun Club, coming out to take issue with the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, pause. There's so many pausable moments in everything that I'm trying to say with all of this. The only reason you're popular is because you stole our dad away from us. He's just, wah. Billy Gunn's honestly probably one of the biggest and buffest baby faces right now in AEW. Of you could throw Billy Gunn in a world title match, and I kind of halfway believe it. But I am also getting the hype up, and we're set off for Jordan Grace versus Mickie James, title versus career on Hard to Kill. So give me your predictions for that match, folks, if you haven't already. Boom.
What's up, my friend?
Goes the dynamite.
Yeah, we're rolling, sir. And thank you for carrying the ball while I took a little pause and stretched my legs out a little bit. But folks, we are still live, and the Wish.com Paul brothers have come out with,
well, they've gotten stripped down to their skibbies and thrown into so we're gonna get the little ass boys on the Walk of Fame, because we're gonna get ass paused on the Walk of Fame here, as we've got Mickie James playing in
amazing.
1/16 of Native American there.
Now you tell me this might not be her last match.
Oh, like, this seriously. Is 100%.
Like the fucking build up, the hype up, the video, everything about this. Like, look at this. This is amazing.
This is not debatable. And I feel bad that I've got fucking riffraff in the crew here. I've got Swerve and buff ass Tom McDonald. I've got Parker, bro. I wish I was Brock. And who the fuck is this? Is this?
Oh yeah, we got Jiggly Lesnar.
Is this low rent Puff Daddy? Because it looks like he's got a Sean John chain.
Is that not the guy he was at like the fucking Grammys with?
I don't.
Someone in the chat's gonna be like, "You guys don't know who that is," but no, I don't.
That tells you their star power. If I'm watching this show live and don't know who the fuck they are,
I don't understand. We got Jiggly Brock Lesnar.
Bruh.
We got blown up Tom McDonald.
Oh God.
We got Swerve, the only one that looks like a professional anything. And then an entourage that gets to talk and the actual members of the faction don't.
That's fine. Well, still, I guess on at least on Impact, I got Polka Hot Ass here with Mickey James coming out right now.
Oh, fuck. You
Tell me.
say the things I say.
What?
Now they transition into hardcore country. Mickey
Tell
is a
me.
star. She
How
looks like
you
$1
doing,
million.
Mickey James? I got Kings of the Black Throne. So I got Kings of the Black Throne versus Ortiz and Eddie Kingston coming up, and I've got Polka Hot Ass here of Mickey James.
Yo,
Yes.
quickly, Polka here gets going.
I'm a Polka something.
Jesus. How do you feel about the dissension between Ortiz and Kingston? Being that it's all playing out either on dark or behind the scenes, which is one funny situation. And B, they're going up against the House of Black in kind of a weird rivalry that hasn't really built much on the main show. And I feel like Ortiz is going to join.
The Ortiz joining makes no sense to me. This as a faction makes sense to me, or this as a feud makes sense to me. I'm cheering for both. This is I want Eddie to win, but both of these I'm huge fans of. I wish this feud wasn't happening because I think they both need a win. I don't know how you feel, but Ortiz and the House of Black just seems like I don't know how I got here.
The only way I could see them playing is he's like the little snappy dog at the door, right? Like the barker.
He's scrappy.
Right?
He's scrappy.
Yeah, he's Scrappy Doo, right? Like he's that
hey,
guy.
Chico.
What'd you do to my dog?
All right. That's fucked up.
It's a feel good Friday night, folks. And if you cannot tell,
and if you know, you know.
If you get it, high five. But that being said, we're about 2.5 hours into live stream tonight. Jordynne Grace is coming to the ring to take on Mickey James. Career versus title. Big build up for this match. We also have Ortiz, the Mad King, Eddie Kingston, going up against the House of Black and Kings of the Black Throne.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I think somebody pointed out there of how just as all of a sudden when Buddy Murphy and Julia Hart are there, the whole faction changes names and everything. But it's interesting because we're very much involved in PWG, which now we've seen the Jericho Appreciation Society show up in. So do we get a PWG AEW partnership?
Maybe. I mean, you do, again, if we talk about Triple H trying to take out avenues and partner up with people that generally are in business with people they're in competition with. And you do have to look in those places. And you know what? PWG has brought some talent to the forefront, and guys go there and there's really good shows at times, and it's not a bad thing. And there's always been stories of Regal going to PWG to check out talent and other people stopping by. So yeah, man, I mean, they need to branch out. They need to keep fresh.
Speaking of needing to be fresh here, I'm gonna take a little brief here pause for the cause because my heart beats still.
I didn't know where you were
going. Hot ass versus, I guess, She-Hulk here and Jordynne Grace here. So I've got favorite on favorite here on Impact, and I've got House of Black versus Eddie Kingston going on. So I'm taking Jordynne Grace and Eddie Kingston to win. I gotta go, make sure I'm all set here.
There you go. So I'm going to go agree with Nick on Jordynne Grace is going to retain her title. Jordynne Grace had a phenomenal 2022. She's been an outstanding champion, and she's one hell of an athlete. Funny side note, if you guys are paying attention, both the main event and the co-main event tonight, we get Gresham and then Jordan. So the loving couple get to kind of celebrate a big night on Impact for both of them. With that being said, get your predictions in. House of Black, Eddie Kingston, Ortiz. We also have Mickey. But, I mean, Mickey's family's at ringside. Anybody feel like Mickey's going to surprise us and win this one? Weird. AEW just played the Anna Jay Tay versus Willow Ruby match on their official YouTube channel. The match was brutal. Earl, it wasn't a good one. But right now, We got Jordan Grace. We got Mickey shaking hands. Victoria's at the side. She's crying. No, I'm just kidding. There's no crying in wrestling. No, so Victoria's emotional, of course, WWE alum. I'm looking forward to this main event tonight, folks. And if you haven't given us a prediction, make sure you do so. House of Black shows me nothing much than being bullies. Well, Bobby, they're bad guys, and generally the bad guys are bullies. So I understand what you said or you're saying, and I think for me, right now, the House of Black are very similar to like the Bray Wyatt situation, where we're big fans. We like what we see. We like the entrance. We like the ambiance. We like the attitudes of the House of Black. Everyone involved, including Murphy, Julia Hart. Holy shit, what an evolution of that young lady. She's been outstanding since joining the House of Black. But it just seemed like to take forever. Even turning Julia Hart to the House of Black, it took a while. And then, of course, a couple of the members take some time off. Now they're back, but they haven't really done much. A lot of people are assuming they're saving them for the Bucks, but we would like to see more out of them. And that's kind of where I classify them, very similar to Bray. And if you're keeping track at home right now, Jordan Grace and Mickey James getting a little hostile with each other, and Jordan showing off her power. I got picture in picture on Rampage as the same time. So yes, folks, we are the channel that covers not one, but two, but three, and we'll even do 4 or 5 shows in one night and do our best to keep up with all the action. So if you want to talk Impact, you want to talk AEW, you want to talk WWE, the chat is live. It's open. And don't forget, super chat, super stickers. If you want to be colorful, friendly, and stand out, just support the cause. Big chops by Jordan Grace. Again, showing that outstanding power. And it's been amazing to watch the transformation of Jordan Grace. Speaking of wrestlers who've evolved, I mean, even on her own social media, she'll post out, a couple years ago compared to how she looks now. And she's put a lot of work, a lot of effort into her body. And I mean, it shows. And I mean, she has outstanding matches. Her against Cardona for the digital media title, man, that was a great rivalry. I got Eddie Kingston on the vote. Eddie Kingston, eh? No, I think there's something going to happen between Ortiz and Kingston. Whether Eddie turns on Ortiz, I just kind of jokingly guess, like, well, what if Ortiz joins the House of Black? Paints his face, and I don't know, maybe. Does it fit? Does it work? Am I crazy? Jordan Grace and House of Black, Damien says. So you're with me. That's good. Mickey James wins the title in House of Black. All right, Smile Mark. So you're saying Mickey extends her career. Here, I'll put a question out to you then, Smile Mark, and everybody else who's tuning in right now. If Jordan Grace doesn't end Mickey tonight, who is the most likely candidate to put a stop to Mickey James, and when does it happen? Yes. I do. Mickey goes out on top. All right. Oh, so she wins and then retires anyway? Let's go that route. Nah. KJ, there is crying in wrestling, just not on camera. Yeah, lately there's been a ton of crying in wrestling. A ton. And a lot backstage. Right, Bucks? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I kid because I love. Ric Flair cried all the time. And they said that's a true story. That man would make you cry. Even if you didn't want to cry. You didn't even care what he was saying. He just said it so passionately, just pulled tears out of your eyes. So, yes, I stand corrected, Mr. Mark. What's next for Darby Allin, KJ, and Nick? I really think this is going to be an extended run for Darby. I think Tony has shown that he wants to put a lot of stock in the homegrown guys, and you see it even with the EVPs picking up the trios titles. Adam Page having a really good match with Moxley as well. So Darby, where does he go from here? I mean, we got some big boys lurking, and like, does anyone think that Hobbs could be the guy that steps into Darby? But I think if Hobbs goes after Darby, Hobbs might win. That might be the end of what I thought might be an extended run. Who else is on the horizon? Anyway, I'll take some suggestions, but I mean, eventually, I mean, it feels like we're getting closer and closer to Darby and Sting. Like, I even noticed tonight on Rampage, right? Like, Tony always makes a big deal about Sting's arrival, but it's like, does it at some point become like this old man stealing my spotlight, and I'm sick of it? Oh, both ladies off the top. And as we thought, they're going to pour it out. The knockouts are not messing around. Not tonight. With a tear in my eye, this is the greatest day of my life. Ric Flair, oh my God. What a speech. What a rumble. That's one of my favorite rumbles ever. The man put on a clinic. And he was so despised at the time of like the outsider, and just walks in and instantly stakes his claim. And what a big statement that was at the time. And yeah, that's one of a very memorable moment and promo from the legend that is Ric Flair. Right now, I got Kingston on fire, folding up Malachi, and the crowd is just cheering as both these women exchange blows, kicks, forearms, slaps. They're going out. Whoo! What'd Bobby say? Put HOB. Yeah, but my only fear about that, Bobby, that's not bad. My only fear about that. Oh, Julia Hart. Oh, there you go. Ortiz giving Eddie shit. Maybe we were on to something. Maybe we were on to something. Wow. Wait, Ortiz goes for the. No. It's over. We got a W. And the crowd is standing, clapping. Well, some people sat down. You guys suck. For the ladies here on Impact right now, they are going all out. And yeah, if you picked the House of Black, you were correct. And Nick, Eddie's got problems. Eddie's got problems, and it looks like he's losing friends by the day. Oh, the House of Black. See, I got this weird. Oh shit, Mickey James giving us a bit of old school. Oh, into the press. And she is jazzed. She's like, holy shit, I did it. Not you, Siri. Wow. Anybody watching Impact right now, you got to give me a thumbs up for that move. You got to let me know how you felt about Mickey doing the old walk the top rope. What a match. Bobby, be real. Impact, please give me Steve Macklin, Josh Alexander for the Impact World Championship at the next pay-per-view. Macklin's heading that way. I'm actually surprised he hasn't had a stronger go at it yet because he's been on a tear. So he's got to be close, especially now beating a former champion tonight in Rich Swann. It's possible. I missed everything Jade and the baddie said. Oh, good. Stingray from Cobra Kai is now here. Paul Walter Hauser, Golden Globe winner, and he brought it with him. All right. Interesting interlude. Renee, another good solid Canadian, Mrs. Paquette. Darby versus Ricky Starks. I like it. I really do. The question with that one is, are you just going to go a straight up baby face, I respect you, you respect me, let's have it out kind of angle? Or do we have to work one of those two guys into or out of their current baby face position? Grayson House of Black win. All right, you got one, John. We'll see. Grace and Mickey are still going at it. Ricky Starks mid-year beats Darby for the belt. I could see Starks having a belt sooner than later, and I really think he deserves it. It's been kind of funny. He got in that rivalry with Hobbs. He got that really quick loss, which we couldn't understand what happened. Even before that, recovering from a broken neck. Danhausen coming out here and have a talk with Doogie Howser.
No, I liked it best if somebody said Action Bronson won a Golden Globe. Fuck, that's delicious.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Mickey wins
Globe
and retires. All right. We got a two here. Nick, what a fucking match these ladies are having. Excuse me.
Oh, absolutely. I'm already upset. Why? Tony just doesn't like me. If you already have Eddie lose, and now I have to deal with fucking Jeff Jarrett coming out right now. What did I listen? I know I say some critical things, Tony, but I mean, if you're gonna buy WWE, we gotta agree to disagree here at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it does make you nervous. Like, could you imagine Tony Khan booking WWE? And it might be better. It won't be better.
It's the nightmare dream. It's Cornette's nightmare dream of if Vince Russo bought WWE, just no one knows what the fuck to do anymore.
Hold on tight, strap in and strap on. We have no idea where this bad boy's going.
The end is nigh. The end is nigh. Time to run away. The end is nigh.
Oh, huge spine buster by Grace. 1, 2. Wow. We're
Both
getting a
these
whole
women look like $1 million fucking dollars.
We're gonna get like Danhausen and Hauser.
I don't know. He's even pulling out the, you never even played that guitar. Broke 1 million guitars, never drew a dime.
You look like a woman that owns a what?
I don't know, but remember, kids, the word of the day is dissension.
Dissension. Accusations.
Accusation. Oh, powerbomb from Grace for a 2 count. Oh,
like really? Oh, Jay Lethal lays out Hauser. Doogie is down.
Flaccid there with a chair shot to the head. Satnam, the most offensive maneuver Satnam has done has just laid against somebody in the turnbuckle.
I grab you, run.
And Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends are the cavalry.
It's so ridiculous.
Oh,
hey, Danhausen, low blow, buddy, low blow. Nope, too late. Oh, we got the Golden Globe.
Groans from House left. Just why?
Oh, we got help for Danhausen.
Oh, Hurricane Rana that just plants Jordan Grace from Mickey. I'm gonna pay attention to the good shit.
Yeah, no, I'm not even. Yeah,
I don't acknowledge trash here.
Wow, Hurricane Rana. Mickey going for the
pin. A picture with the Golden Globe.
Yeah, the Golden Globe looks like the Don Fallis Award.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll figure that one
out.
No, this is outstanding, folks. If you're just tuning in, we are watching Hard to Kill. We are watching Rampage. We just finished watching SmackDown. And Mickie James and Jordan Grace are putting on a clinic.
Fair enough. You scared me half to death there. No, this is a classic right now, as I've still got Jeff Jarrett, Orange Cassidy, Jay Lethal, all of that, Danhausen in my ring. I was like, this man's trying to kill me right now, saying this is a fucking classic.
Yeah, no, on AEW right now, it's a classic in the sense of like it's old and dusty and we should have left it in the closet.
Yeah, it's a classic. It can't even be restored anymore at this point.
Oh, shit! Oh! Grace going for the muscle buster. Wow. Wow.
Smell this.
Ow!
See you 100%. JV says, WCW Thunder, is that you?
Amen.
The ghost of WCW past.
Right? This feels eerily familiar.
I feel like I've watched this episode before.
And this guy's still here? He go anywhere?
Right? Holy shit, this guy. Oh, small package roll up. 2 count.
Imagine how confused you'd be if you were an old wrestling fan and you caught like Rampage and there's like Jarrett and Jericho and he's like,
you walked away when Vince bought WCW, and then you come back and you walk out to Jeff Jarrett on AEW. Well, like, wait, it's still on TNT and shit. Like, wait,
right? When did they start?
What did I miss? Like,
yeah, when did they?
How long have I been asleep for?
Yeah, exactly. Wow, chick kick for a 2 count. The crowd is on their feet. Folks, it's a good one.
100%. This has still got at least roughly probably 15 minutes to go.
Yeah. Folks, throw a thumbs up into the chat if you're watching Hard to Kill right now and enjoying what these ladies are doing. I want to see 30 thumbs up in that chat.
Absolutely. At least Honky Tonk could sing. Yeah, but he couldn't play the guitar worth a lick, though. That's the thing. I still love the supercut of all the times of Honky fucking up backstage.
I mean,
Honky only got there because of Jerry.
Oh, what?
Because of Jerry the King.
Yeah, okay.
He's at Memphis.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, he was a pain in the ass heel. Him and Jimmy Hart were, they got a lot of heat back in the day. But
we're naked from Jordan. The Kata Hajime. The Coquina Clutch. Whatever you want to call it. The rear naked choke.
Please don't tap.
Tapped. Oh, she technically tapped. 2, 3. 2 count. Well, that was close. And she technically tapped. When she was going out.
Wait.
I hate to be a stickler, but she technically tapped.
What was that?
We get it back in. So
she definitely tapped
out into a 2 count, and now we're back into it in a rear naked choke.
Wait. Another? Oh, Jordan Grace says, I'm sick of your shit.
We're going to end this now.
Wow, she just no-sold the kick and just grabbed her.
What am I wrong that she did?
No, she tapped. She
technically tapped.
You're not the only. Yeah, no, she tapped. Polo's giving me a thumbs up. We're getting a scissors from C Money. Thomas is loving it.
Oh, scissor me, daddy. As we're so main event on Impact is main event on SmackDown was KO versus
Sammy.
Main event on Impact is Mickey versus Jordan, career versus title. Main event on Rampage is Tay Mello and Anna Jay versus Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale in a street fight. What the fuck?
No, absolutely, dude. It's funny, right?
One of these things isn't like the other.
Yeah, exactly. And I started chuckling because I knew where you were going with this. The minute you were like, but yeah, you got a good point. Like, I mean, this is an interesting booking. It came out of left field, and all of a sudden now these 4 ladies are going to be in a shit barn. Fucking, this is going to be nonsense. And I mean, it's funny because you have this one of the best. Like, look at these 2 women laying on an athletic clinic on this channel. And then I look up to the other TV and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I look one way. I look to the right on my screen and I've got 2 women having a hell of a professional wrestling match. And what the fuck? Did I just miss the finish? No way.
Oh, my God. I knew
the rodeo isn't over. Way to make me eat my fucking words.
Holy fuck. Listen, bravo to the match. Bravo to the 2 ladies. Bravo to Impact Wrestling, who did everything they could to make everyone assume she was going to lose.
But so then who ends it?
I asked the crowd that. I don't know if I got any good answers.
That's because there isn't any. That's why we thought this was the fucking end. You're outwriting your ending. As I've got Willow and Ruby, and it looks like If anyone remembers that old fucking roller derby show that was on Spike that would always come on either before or after
shit.
fucking
Yeah.
wrestling, that's 100% what this looks like right now, because we've all got matching attire and all of that. And we came out with hockey sticks like fucking Casey Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mickey James. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry,
No, you're
dude.
good.
I'm just stunned. Victoria's in the ring. Her family's waving. Holy shit, dude.
I missed the fucking finish. What ended that? That's the thing, is that's what I'm pissed about. Because we were talking about Anna Jay's bullshit with Tay Mello. We were talking about this bullshit on Rampage.
Right. But it's funny
the finish.
Right. It's funny the contradiction we have on screen right now, where again this big epic moment by a first ballot Hall of Famer, and then you look over and you said you got roller derby.
Yeah, one's literally in a fucking trash bin getting stomped on. Fitting as now I've got Mickey James. Where's Nick Aldis? As I've got all of Mickey's family coming out in the ring. Her son even with the headphones, and
what a moment! What a moment!
You do this though when you send her off.
But is
like,
this
you're gonna have this moment? This ends it. Like
that. So is
where
this
do we go from here?
Is Smile Mark correct then that there's a chance that she relinquishes the title and says goodbye as a champion?
Maybe. I mean, maybe I've reached the peak of the mountain of there's nowhere to go from here but down. So thanks, but no thanks.
Or yeah, the only person that can retire me is me. Goodbye.
The only person that they've done that with, besides if they did that with Mickey, would be Gail Kim, which I would. And when it comes to Impact Wrestling female history, I would put 1A, 1B, honestly.
Yeah, and maybe some recency bias and some overall bias, but I mean, Gail, yeah, very, right there, right? Some would argue 1-2, but neck and neck, absolutely contribution to this company.
But so that's how we go off the air for Impact Hard to Kill.
Absolutely.
With about 10 minutes to spare, we've got Mickey holding the title, draping over the ropes.
You know what? I think that was my favorite match of 2023 so far. On a night where you had KO and Sammy go, I think that was my favorite match / moment so far of this early year. 2 weeks in.
Ospreay versus Omega?
All right, second.
Good show. But no, it's up there 100% and that was just overall a really good show from Impact. That's probably one of their I know I don't want to say within the year because that's super early, but I'd say even in quite a while, probably even if you took a good account of 2022 into it, of one of their best pay-per-views in quite a while.
I completely agree, sir. I mean, I think it's definitely, what an emotional night. And I love it when you feel like, okay, we're all going to say goodbye and this is what's going to happen. And then the swerve. And it wasn't a cheesy swerve. It wasn't some type of, squash or something didn't go awry. It was a big win by, like I said, a future Hall of Famer or a first ballot Hall of Famer. Great night, great match, great pay-per-view. Good job, Impact. Outstanding.
Oh, absolutely. And like it started off with what we thought was going to be the main event, and we instantly were like, how are you going to follow that up?
Yeah.
And they proceeded to do it the whole rest of the night of nothing. Not everything was super fantastic, but nothing ever really took that big lull of like, all right, now here's where we kind of hit that rough spot.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, no, not at all. Like I felt like everything was good pace to the whole night. I was a little concerned when you have such a, Bully and Josh went at it. Like there was a whole lot of furniture, and then you throw in the thumbtacks, and yeah, it was carnage, man. And then here we are. What are we going to do next? And they carried the show really well. The energy stayed up. The matches stayed quality. The only match I think we could have switched out was that fatal 4-way for the number one contender was a little but
yeah, but I feel like that happened almost around when we had KO versus Sammy. If I'm remembering correctly. So that might have been more strategic planning as we've got Ruby's already been busted open. We've got Willow getting splashed into a trash bin right now, getting covered by Anna Jay. So Anna Jay and Tay Mello very much in control, but we've had, chair spots and kendo sticks and trash bins. Oh my! And
oh
goddamn,
my!
Ruby just gushing.
So yeah, we go from literally an absolute outstanding women's match to this.
Barbed wire. But I do like Smile Mark's suggestion here of you should keep a board of your favorite matches of 2023. Keep a running count, get a dry erase board, and update it after each pay-per-view. Honestly, I could make that happen, I feel. Right now, we've got 2 on the list. Number 1, Ospreay versus Omega. Number 2, Jordan Grace versus Mickie James.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, like, he's got a point. Like, I mean, I got my trusty notepad,
also known as rolling papers.
Accusations.
And,
all right, so wow. Anna Jay, yeah, we got the Dudleys versus Hooters waitresses.
Fair enough.
They do.
They you spicy wings. Daytona sauce my ass.
Yeah, fucking Tay Mello looks like an angry Hooters waitress. Tip me $1, motherfucker.
But it's just, I get and appreciate, but also don't get the matching outfits and everything, and just Ruby's gushing, and now we get the Tower of Doom superplex spot here from Willow on everybody, and still, when you do that, your partner gets the worst of it because Ruby just goes splashing in fucking pairs.
Yeah. Ouch. Thanks, guys.
Right. Thanks, dickhead. You just hurt me.
Yeah. Way to make the momentum.
Right.
But hey, I bet they said out too. We're good.
Chance of Willow, I guess.
Ruby
supposedly
is fucking leaking, bro.
Yeah.
And Willow's getting over
if that was intentional or not intentional. Because Kay's got blood all over her from Ruby. I think everybody at this point.
Listen, there's got to be a clause in your contract, like you break my nose 3 times, I get a bonus or some bullshit. There's bonus no way, right? Eventually, she's gonna look like Michael Jackson.
Wait, no, it's like a pinball game. That's where you get the bonus ball and everything. Was Willow setting up for a fucking coast to coast, a Van Terminator?
Well, the toss to get there didn't give me much
Terminator.
No, I feel like we're getting a flop dollar moment if we're not careful.
Oh, we got a cannonball from Willow on the Anna Jay into the trash bin in the corner.
One of the shittiest chair shots I've ever seen.
2 count. Ruby just looks like she's using the chair just to keep herself upright.
She is gushing, bro.
Gushing. And crouch chanting, "This is awesome."
It kind of is in a morbid way.
It wouldn't be bad if there was a fucking story built to it. That's the thing.
My guy. Well, it just came in a left field.
Out of my chair.
And it's just so, like, I guess a Friday. I mean, it's just, and people are gonna say, "Well, why? Because it's the women." No, I really don't care to see like a men's hardcore match right now. Just give me a good wrestling match. Like, what the fuck?
No, I'd care to see it if there was a damn story built to this. There's no story that you can tell me that
I don't think I'm that picky with
built to the fact that literally you look at the fucking riot kick, but you look at the ring outside and it's just blood all over the goddamn place. Looks like a horror movie. Shout out, I guess, Friday the 13th. Jason's been here. And you've got Anna Jay now, I think, is gushing as we've got Anna Jay and Willow fighting up the ramp, and we've got Ruby trying to make a table work.
Oh, they're not. Speak for yourself.
How is Willow Nightingale is the best female out of the 4 fucking women involved?
You know what? I said that earlier. I'm like, Willow's getting over with me tonight. She's showing it like a.
Oh, speaking of doing the Dudley spot, that's 100% of Willow pulling the Bubba Ray Dudley spot with a powerbomb off the ramp onto a table, except she took all of the table and Anna Jay took all of the concrete.
Shit. Oh, the memes I can see coming out right now.
Well, still though,
wow,
he had all of the cheeks going out with Anna Jay there, and a fucking pile driver from Mello.
I like
this
table. I hate it that I like this match. It is nonsense.
Tay Mello is
She's a
extreme
good
blend,
heel.
just two count. I'll give Tay.
Oh my god! How could you? How could you give that a thumbs up?
She fucking goes for it.
Yeah, but she ends up kicking people in the face. Like, I don't know who gave the thumbs up on that move. Like, they could have found a better way to get through that table. Holy shit.
Well, the only way they got through that table was Willow's ass cheeks, because that's the only thing that touched that table, because Anna Jay took all of the concrete.
All of it. That's a great spot, though.
It's a great spot. You want to know why?
Dude.
Because the fucking Dudley Boys did it 10 years, 20 years ago.
Right? Taya doing that pile driver off the apron made me.
Oh, and we've again, for the second time tonight, we've gotten hardcore confetti. We've got thumbtacks right now in the ring.
What the fuck? I didn't even know these girls were mad at each other.
You can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
Right? Like, what the fuck? She missed the table. Yeah.
Ruby is gushing. Like, you can literally see it dripping into the tacks.
By the way, did anybody predict who's going to win this match? I don't think anyone took it seriously.
The medical staff, I guess. Because these women are going to need all of the attention after here as Tay goes flying into the chair set up into the corner. Sister Abigail.
Hashtag.
Into the tag.
So deaf.
And she's pinning her. Wow. Just still that visual of, you've even got the bloody teeth of, you know, Ruby as she's sitting there gritting a bear as she's got her hands in the tacks as she's pinning Tay for a 1, 2, 3.
Destination unknown drilled her.
And she sits there and kisses Tay on the forehead.
That's going to be everywhere. What a fucking spot. Ruby is gushing. Somebody hook her up to an IV stat.
Please. I mean, she sat there and she went for the dap with Willow, and Willow initially tried to do like the grip the palm shit and everything. Like, no, dap. That was a match that did not deserve to be as good as it was.
I'm so, like I said that halfway through there, Nick, of like, I'm loving this, and
I'm mad that I like that.
I'm so mad at myself. I expect better, but fuck, they tore it down. I mean, that was entertaining. What a way to end a fucking 3+ hour stream through 3 shows. And I mean, again, it doesn't mean anything long term for the interest in the show. Nope, but the ladies went out and tore it the fuck down.
I'll give it credit of, that's a perfect way, like you were just saying there, to bookend tonight. Of, we started it off with Josh Alexander versus Bully Ray in a Metal Mayhem match. Of, we got again all of the hardcore spots, all of the crazy spots, and then we come full circle. Not the way I expected, but we have Ruby Soho, Willow Nightingale versus Anna Jay and Tay Mello in a street fight, and it was a hell of a match. So we went, what comes around is all around, Ricky.
It was a good night of wrestling. I mean, this is a funny question. Rampage higher rating than SmackDown tonight. SmackDown might have been my least favorite portion.
That's not a bad show.
Considering last week you and I kind of got on the opposite side of the ledger, and we kind of went toe to toe a little bit on our opinion of Rampage and SmackDown. But SmackDown had a soft night. We want to give love to the main event and KO and Sammy, but it's more of a piece to a story opposed to an epic matchup. You know what I mean?
This shows why Fox is losing $100 million on SmackDown.
Oh shit, man, that's not nice.
But so I said 7 for SmackDown. I'll give Rampage an 8.
No,
because you had a bunch of people I like. It didn't go the way I wanted, but you had a bunch of people I like. I'll give you the Brucey bonus point for that.
Wow. That was such a vitamin answer. Hey, bro, why do you like that? Because it's got a lot of stuff I like.
Fuck off. Okay. It's late on a Friday night. It's a feel-good Friday night. I'll give Impact a 9. That was a hell of a pay-per-view. Best top to bottom pay-per-view so far of 2023.
Oh, yeah.
I would say top to bottom over
Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, I think Inside Out, there was more downtime in like the big spots were the big spots at Wrestling Kingdom. This was more of a consistent bring it, and it
You
was
were building to a certain high spot
yeah,
this whole night, and this bookended high spots.
yeah. It definitely got brung in a big way by Impact, and I praised Impact for a long time that even some of the some of their weekly shows can be a little soft and like all right, but then they get to a pay-per-view and everyone's like, all right, hammer down, and they deliver a lot. Tonight's no exception.
Oh, absolutely.
10 out of 10 from Bobby on Rampage.
No.
Pause. Chris says 7 out of 10 for Rampage. Larry says 9 out of 10. Woo! 7 out of 10
for us. That's being generous. I'll take that's a soft one. I'll take that. 9 out of 10 for us. I'll take that.
Right. All right. KJ, you mean she's going to look? They're not. Oh wait.
We went down a rabbit hole I didn't think we wanted to go.
No, I didn't want to go that way. I think Ring of Honor should replace Ramp. Yep. Ding.
Been saying that. Been saying
Right.
that for months now.
Ding.
Tony, at this point, if you do it, I'm gonna file fucking trademark.
Right, just do it. And again, you got guys like Juice Robinson hanging around. You got, it's a good place to. You got Joe with a belt still. Does he have the He still has the ROH belt. Yeah, right.
Actually, no. Fuck off. I gave Rampage an 8. I'm demoting a half a point because you sat there and made me watch through fucking Danhausen and Jeff Jarrett and all of that bullshit. You get half a point off. 7.5.
You should have ran for the door. Shit.
Right. You took too long. This man kept talking too long. You made me think about that. No, 7.5. You win by half a point. You win because your main event.
I'm surprised.
Outkicked its fucking coverage by far. That went way better than it should have ever has any right to do.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised you didn't deduct an additional point for the fact that Eddie Kingston took a thumping.
Yeah, House of Black. You can have that.
Right.
I want Eddie to win everything, but it's one of those of favorite versus favorite, so I can't be super mad at it. So
fair enough. But yeah, I mean, I can't even remember if I gave a rating for Impact. Impact was outstanding, and I love a good story. I'm a sucker for a good story, and Mickie James was a good story tonight. I'll go 8.5 for Impact.
Okay.
And I'll go. What? Rampage was good. I mean, it was kind of cute.
You're gonna have Rampage win the night?
No, I never said that. Relax.
That's the way it sounded like you were going. I'm like, the fuck out of here.
No, it's better than SmackDown. Not as good as Impact. So yeah, maybe I'll drop that down to about a 7.5. It's creeping up on an 8.
So we meet there. I think the only difference here was I gave Impact a half a point more than you did.
Yeah. I mean, 8. I mean, if you want to, I mean, we're splitting hairs and being silly about an imaginary rating, but I mean,
hey, Meltzer's fucking made a career out of it. So
yeah, amen. Ding. 7. So yeah, I mean, I thought Rampage was really good. The street fight was entertaining, but then we still had some shit that, I mean, I think, am I the only one that's kind of tuning out Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends and like I really can't get into it anymore.
You have to tune it in to tune it out. So that's kind of where I'm at. If I never tuned in, I never subscribed. No.
It's rough. SmackDown 8.5. Rampage 7 out of 10. Hard to Kill 10. Damian Impact is really over with Damian.
Yeah, I get that vibe, but it's very hard. And I guess if we're going to try and be halfway credible, or at least as credible as Meltzer, at least you can't give it an out and outright 10 of. It was not a perfect show top to bottom.
You know what? Sometimes you see it in competitions and stuff, right? Like sometimes it's a detriment to get out of the gate first in that manner because you don't want to give out the big points early because you know come in, right? Like what do we start doing? Pull a Meltzer and start rating them like 12 and 13 by
this gets a 14 out of 17 stars. Like,
right.
My God.
9.8 out of 10 for Rampage. Only negative was the Swerve promo. I'm justified then, yeah. Because that was another portion I didn't care for.
I didn't even think about that. Like I said, once you had Jeff Jarrett on my screen in 2023, a half a point deduction.
Hey, guys, stop reminding us what was on the show. It's
right. Quit trying to help.
Stop trying to help.
You're not helping.
6 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Merry Christmas official Hansol movie on Tubi. Thank you, Hassan.
Best comment of the night.
Right?
You guys make me enjoy watching wrestling again. No, fucking read that. No, not that one. This one.
No, so I thought you were being a smartass because I hadn't clicked yet. You guys make me enjoy watching wrestling again. Thank you. Good night. Jay West, that's one of the nicest things I've heard all year. Greatly appreciate that, sir.
That's a little detrimental when you say that at only 2 weeks in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good start. No, that's extremely generous, and that's what we want to do here, folks. It's a nice place for everyone to join the chat, be part of the family, and dive into all the wrestling. That's why we cover so much wrestling. We have a good time doing this, and realistically, if nobody showed up, me and Nick would just be here rambling to each other anyway. So
this is what I do. I just hit camera on. That's all it is. This is what I do.
Nick didn't know he had an audience for the first 3 weeks. He thought he was just talking to me.
There's errors that I freeze sometimes because I don't know I'm on.
You're like,
just here.
Why are these chat messages happening during our Skype talk, KJ?
These are the voices inside my. I hear voices in my head.
Best friend.
No, I was gonna do the whole bit of because he said thank you, have a good night. I was gonna quote my favorite wrestler here. Thank you, fuck you, bye. Right. My favorite wrestler and favorite personality, the one I've been compared to.
Right. No, we greatly appreciate that, Jay, and keep on coming back. We are the alternative commentary to all the wrestling. So, yes, tell all your friends.
Absolutely. Be a friend, tell a friend.
Best friends, not really exciting. They're glorified jobbers. True story. But they win a lot. But it's a lot. And I mean, maybe that's just their niche. They're the Rampage act. Fine. But then they show up on Dynamite, so it pisses me off.
But Rampage is at the picture. Rampage is supposed to be their Thunder, their SmackDown to Dynamite's Raw and everything. Like, it's bad. It's their NXT.
Yeah. What I really think should be happening is you have Dark and Elevation, and you have people work there. And when certain athletes get on a run, they get bumped up to appearing on the Rampage show, which is, kind of like your developmental next step show, but you have a sprinkling of guys like OC and the Hook or whoever shows up to add a little pizzazz to the card each week. And then those guys and girls, as they get better, you start seeing them show up on Dynamite a little more. And you have a nice little feeder system instead of just spot book.
Right.
Develop, build, take time.
So today, Friday the 13th, was a good day for wrestling overall. Well, when you've been having this much bad news of somehow on the day when it's supposed to be all bad luck and everything, it plays the Uno reverse card, and you actually get good wrestling instead of Vince McMahon stories and Saudi Arabia stories and all of that.
Right? There's some positives to this, and sometimes with all the bullshit going on, not just in the wrestling world but in real life, it's fine just to put your feet up and just enjoy the shows. And I think we really had an opportunity to do that tonight. Again, we can be critical and say SmackDown wasn't the best SmackDown, maybe our least favorite SmackDown of this early year. But again, it wasn't so atrocious. We still had a really solid IC title match. We still had a real solid SAMI KO match. So not all for naught. And then again, when you're pitted up against, when you get to watch two shows right next to each other and you get to see what, Impact's bringing on their pay-per-view, you get to see the entertainment differences, right? So a great night from Hard to Kill, Impact, great job. And then I was pleasantly surprised by Rampage.
Show of the night, Hard to Kill, number 2 slot, silver medal, Rampage, bronze medal, just because there's only 3 shows, SmackDown.
Right, there you go. That seems reasonable.
Right.
Exactly. KJ and Nick are definitely the wrestling podcast tag team
champions of the world.
We are. It's true.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you: like and subscribe.
I would have, yes, but we're losers. Anyway, I was gonna just get all slap happy on live because I'm like, I was gonna say that. Oh my god, like, you guys are a ridiculous show.
High five.
Right?
Slap hands.
Glorified jobbers means you get paid to lose. Yes, Larry.
Listen, don't talk about me like that.
Well,
don't
yeah.
glorified jobber.
Yeah. What are you calling us?
What you say about my mom?
We're trying to get paid to lose, man. What do you mean? No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck off. I'm trying to get paid to win.
Yeah, no kidding. But yes, that's kind of what I said, Larry, of the exception. They're billed like jobbers, but they keep winning. Like, it's the confusing part.
And Larry follows it up with probably top 3 comments of the night here. The tag stream champions of the world.
Press that on a t-shirt tonight. Get out of here.
Shut up and take my money. You built a catchphrase that's gonna
if we stick that on
like a horse going to the fucking glue factory.
Right. Larry, if we stick that on anything, we'll send you a copy.
Allegedly.
Right? Slappy the Squirrel. From what? From the Animaniacs.
All right. Hello, nurse.
Oh, I don't know how we got there.
But Animaniacs quotes of wheel of morality, turn. What is the lesson that we should learn?
I loved the Animaniacs when I was a kid.
That's how you learn the states and
it's true.
And all the countries and everything.
It is true. Absolutely. Well, on that fun
what I'm about to play when we get off stream.
Right. It's a good time.
And then
Animaniacs. Good night, folks.
But yeah, for Animaniacs.
Right. Well, Nick, huge night on the channel. Fun time. 3 shows as always. Right. I like it. But yeah, man. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Congratulations. Like I said, you made it through another week. Saturday is upon us. Do not forget, we have a very, very special interview tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time, live. I will sit down with Julie Cutler, a lady that is out in the wrestling world doing her thing, hustling hard. A current, Miss Berkshire USA winner. And
you said that so regal when it's talking about Massachusetts. It ain't that regal. But no, folks, if you ever wanted to know what it's like to be, I'm a New Englander. I can take the shot. But no, folks, if you ever wanted to know what it's like to be, how to get in the world of being a wrestling insider like the Sean Ross Saps and everything. And speaking of that, she's been on Fightful and everything. So we're getting, the inside scoop. We're tapping into the main vein of the wrestling insiders and everything. But absolutely, yes. Big interview tomorrow. Like I said, now we get to peek behind the curtain, especially with all of this news, everything that's going on with Vince and everything like that. Now we get to see, how does one get the sources of sources and all of that.
That's it, folks. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time, great day on the channel as always. Don't forget, like, subscribe, follow us everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Discord. More coming your way. And if we don't see you on the weekend, we will see you Monday back to start this little, rinse and repeat all over again, folks. Thank you. Nick, any final thoughts?
Let's go, Buffalo.
Boo
earns. I was saying boo earns. Let's go, Buffalo. And as my voice cracks, our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you better put that forward life with it.
See you on the flip side, folks. Come back now.